Is Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's time for TCH Live Poker from Houston. Hello, everybody. I am Wes Tucker. I'll be keeping you company throughout tonight's action. We got ourselves some 1-3 no limit. Couple familiar faces and a couple new ones at that, if you're a connoisseur of the lower stakes streams, but nonetheless, we got ourselves a good starting lineup. We do have a fifth, that's A-Town, who is not with us at the moment, but we get on into it. Garrett will be occupying the 9 seat and wakes up his first hand, King 7 offsuit. And right behind him is Captain Ahab with 55, Cactus Chad joining us once again. He's got himself 10-6, and we're three-handed going to the flop. Flop comes Queen High, Rainbow, Queen 7-8. Garrett connecting with the 7. Thunder is out in front. To the turn we go. The Tray of Hearts. And that Tray of Hearts really not going to give any outs to anybody. See, Ahab drawing the 1 out already. That's the other 5. It will come up Ace of Hearts. Is an interesting hand if you wanted to try to bluff at it. Instead, it will go check, check, and Garrett will drag our first pot of the evening. And good evening to all of TCH Live Nation, of course. Hope everybody's Thursday has been treating them well. Getting ready to jumpstart this weekend tomorrow night for sure. And speaking of upcoming events, always good to let you know about what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, just like every Friday at TCH Houston, we got ourselves the 10K guaranteed Friday Mayhem Super. A $20 buy-in with $20 rebuys. A $10,000 guarantee with a $3,500 guarantee for first place. Again, that's happening every Friday now here at TCH Houston. Of course, not our only tournament of the day. We'll get to that in just a brief moment as Cade with 8 deuce of clubs going to bump the action. Makes it 10 to go. Garrett sees 10. And off to the flop. 10-10-4. Immediately wasting no time. Check, check, check. The ace hitting the turn will give top pair to Garrett. Also brings the backdoor club draw into the equation for Cade. It's going to be settled here by the river. And that won't do it. So aces and 10s will be the winning hand. Garrett's off to a hot start, winning 2 of the first 2 hands. But as mentioned, the Mayhem Super, not the only Friday tournament at TCH Houston. Got ourselves the Seniors Tournament every Friday at noon. That is a $3,000 guarantee, and it's a $130 buy-in in 50 years or older. Frank, how are you doing, my friend? Always a pleasure to hear from you. Hope your Thursday is going well. Looks like we got a new face joining the table. We'll get a name to go with that face in just a brief moment.
Ethan, what's your change order? You got
750.
750. I got Ethan coming in with 750.
That is going to be Ethan occupying seat 5. Going to buy into the game for $750. And away we go. Looks like we got Michael who will occupy seat number 3.
Fold 4. I'm sorry.
Going to fold 6-4 suited. Ethan, his first hand, Jack 7. No thanks. Ahab with the best hand in poker, 7 deuce offsuit. Says no thank you. But A-Town with a suited ace 9. We've seen A-Town on some of the higher stakes streams here at TCH Houston. We go to the flop. It comes 8-8 Tray. So out in front right now is 2 pair. That's the hand of Cade, who's holding pocket 5s. 6 of spades. will hit the turn.
15, seat 1.
And sitting at 66% favorite so far, now 78 after getting Jack 7 to fold. Deuce of hearts. And you couldn't have hoped for a much better run out for pocket fives than that. Absolutely beautiful. You know, A-Town going to be sporting 2 overcards at this point. I don't understand the slowdown there with fives. Got to put out some kind of value bet. Got to know where you're at. You know, you're not going to be called with anything less. Maybe ace-9 is going to be the very bottom of the spectrum to just flat there pre-flop with 51. Let alone ace-9 suited.
That's a thing.
Well, the rest of the table, we got Cactus Chad back in 4, Captain Ahab in seat 7, A-Town in 8, Garrett 9, Cade in 1. We got ourselves a good lineup to start things off. Looks like we do have a couple open seats. So if you're in the Westheimer area looking for a game tonight, I've got 2 seats open for you right now at Houston.
6, 12, 1, 12, 2, 12, 3.
A-Town with 9-7, gonna flat 6. Garrett,
8.
Check 9.
he is going to check his option.
Check 9.
And heads up we go.
Check 8. Check 9.
King, Queen, 4 flop. Nobody hitting anything.
Check 8. 10. 10. Seat 9. Fold.
Garrett now with a pair, and that's going to actually draw a fold. No, from, oh, it looked like full camera trick there. It looked like A-Town had bet Garrett out initially. But good evening to you too, Nomad. Hope your Thursday is off to a stellar start or conclusion, depending on where you are in your day.
I wouldn't have played either of those hands if I had known.
And when it comes to the gentleman in seat 7, Captain Ahab, we're filling in the player profile this evening, and said he wanted to go by Captain Ahab because he's out hunting whales this evening. So looking forward to see what comes to fruition there. You gotta love the confidence.
Yeah, they'll have $6 straddle, seat 1.
Got ourselves a $6 straddle out of the 1 seat.
7 calls. 8 calls. 9 calls. 1 checks.
I'll be in for 1. I was in
Seat
for 1.
1.
And suited and connected for Cactus Chad.
Oh, we forgot to do my button. We'll do it on the way back around. Seat 3 is out. Seat 4.
We're gonna go heads up to the flop. It's gonna be ace-8 against Cactus Chad's suited connectors. That's 4-5 of diamonds. And Ahab still in the pot too, as the computer corrects itself.
Good.
And away we go. Flop comes King 8. So call me Ishmael as Captain Ahab flops trip kings.
15.
Cade flopping a pair of 8s.
Call 4.
It's going to be 15 to go. Ahab with the trip kings. It's going to bump it up. The min click makes it 30.
Call 4.
And with the diamond draw, Cactus Chad will stick around to the turn we go, and it is the 10 of hearts. Ahab going to move all in for 73, and rightfully so. At that point, you got to have your opponent on some kind of draw. So well played, Ahab, as he will collect his first pot of the live stream. Eventful indeed, no man, I feel ya. Definitely so. It was a busy few weeks here with the Moneymaker Tour, of course. Got our daily tournaments, not to mention the non-stop cash action at TCH Houston. And tonight's live stream, 1-3, no limit.
Offset, right? gonna make you play with 1. Fold 7. Fold 8. Call 9. Fold 1. 10. C3.
Big hello to you too, Rick. Hope your Thursday's treating you well so far.
Fold 5. It's back there, man.
Cactus Chad with the pocket tens, bumping it up to 15. Michael,
Fold 3.
right behind him, says no thank you, so pre-flop will do it for Chad.
You take Merlin.
I mean, you got to respect the hat game from Cactus Chad. Had him on a few times, had a different hat each time as well.
$6.
This one, nice slick looking white cap. I love it.
We're good, dude. Fold 8. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm putting 8 back.
Suited A6 for Ethan. He's going to bump it up to 15.
I'm sorry, 15 raise, 6 5. Fold 7. Fold 8. Call 1. I'm sorry, fold 9. Call 1.
Michael with the dog, K9.
Call 4.
And Cactus Chad with a suited gapper. So we're going to go 4 ways to the flop here. Flop comes 10 high, 2 diamonds. Flopping a pair of 4s is Cade. He's out front right now. Backdoor spades, a very real possibility for Ethan.
25. C1.
Cade gonna bet out, makes it 25 to go.
Fold 3.
We'll draw Michael out of the pot. Cactus Chad with a pair of 4s as well.
Fold 4. Call 5.
Good discipline there. We go heads up. Queen of spades.
Check 5.
So Ethan drawing to 9 outs, any 6 or any spade, and that'll do it. Ends up with the nut flush on the river. See what kind of value Ethan can get from him.
C5.
Value town it is, $110 the bet. It's a terrible run out for a flop pair of 4s. And with the delay here, I think Cade can comfortably put him on at least a queen.
I guess those all are your cards, huh?
And good man does find the fold button. I heard him even say it. Those are both your cards, huh? So Ethan takes it down after rivering a flush. And we chug right along. And if you're wondering what's coming up soon at TCH Houston, how about the $150,000 guaranteed leap year weekend event? It is a $300 buy-in. And we've got ourselves plenty of starting flights starting on the 28th and going all the way to March 3rd, day 2. Be later that day on March 3rd at 2:30. But a $300 buy-in for your shot at a lion's share of $150,000.
4. 12. C5. Fold 7. Call 8.
Ethan bumps it up to 12, and A-Town with Queen 9 offsuit wants to see the flop.
Is he on the button? I tried.
Flop comes 9 high, couple of diamonds.
8. 8's the bet. C5. Raise 30. Call 30.
Bumping up with top pair is A-Town, called by Ethan with a pair of 4s, jack to the turn.
8. Check 5.
And right to the river, oof.
Check 8.
Ends up with a higher pair on the river.
C5.
Boney, how you doing, my friend? Good to hear from you. Hope your Thursday is going well.
Fold.
8 down does wise up to the fold. Rivered pair of aces. So Ethan using the river to his advantage again.
28 about the days. Thanks, Luke.
No, none at all. That's why it was weird.
This clubhouse coming tonight. I didn't know. Maybe can't raise some money. But I told him, that's what I'll do.
You're 130 for that.
And back on that 150K guarantee again. Plenty of starting flights. Starting on the 28th at 5 p.m. Day 2, even a turbo before day 2 at 9 a.m. on March 3rd. So plenty of opportunity to throw your hat into the ring for that.
15, C3.
JD, it took the words right out of my mouth, my friend. If you haven't already, hit that like button. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the Great Lone Star State. As we go 5 ways to the flop, it comes 9 high, 2 spades.
35, C3. Fold.
And gutter ball to a straight flush, needing the 7 of spades to do so. A-Town will bet 35 at it. Michael with ace-king.
Fold 4. That does do it.
Meanwhile, Cactus Chad, who had himself a pair of 8s, finds himself out of the hand. But the turned flush going to set up A-Town nicely. Michael does have the nut spade, however. And he's drawing to 6 outs.
Just roll me. I'm gonna stay here for a second.
A-Town to bet at it. Looks like 65. No, 55 the bet. And Michael does stick around to see the river holding the nut spade. So to the river we go. 258 in the middle. Here's the 7. So a straight and a flush, but the flush will take it down for A-Town.
Do the ones.
Yes.
101.
That 101.
And now A-Town all in. We know Michael is going to be folding this hand pretty quickly. Of course, he's going to get his camera time first.
Fold 3.
Does find the fold button. So A-Town takes it down, shows everybody the flush with 10-6. And we're going to look now at some of our aggression numbers, our aggression frequencies so far this evening. Again, 9 hands in. Right now, the most aggressive player of that small sample size is Garrett at 89%. Meanwhile, Michael, one of the least aggressive so far, at least according to the stats. Michael, more of a tournament player, he says, than a cash player, so a man after my own heart. Respected dealer here at TCH Houston as well. Always happy to have our friends on the stream like that.
Okay, do we go big blind?
That's a good point. Where is Omaha, bud?
It's over here. Right here. We're gonna do it next time. Next time. We missed it one time.
Yeah, we missed it.
I had.
And they are playing with the reverse button. When the dealer button and reverse button meet, that means that the hand that will be played as pot limit Omaha. A-Town with the Mighty Ducks. Pocket deuces. Quack, quack.
Fold 4.
Jack 10 off suit for Garrett and Captain Ahab. Sees some prey in the water, and off we go. Flop comes Jack high, 2 spades.
7. Yeah.
Garrett flopping top pair.
Go the turn.
The turn will actually pair the board with 4s.
20, seat 9. Fold,
So
7,
A-Town drawing to a deuce.
5 check.
Got 2 outs, both deuces still in the deck. And the ace will seal things.
60, seat 9. You can call river.
Garrett gonna bet at it, and A-Town again on the river gonna make the fold.
Yeah. Omaha, General.
So for those unfamiliar with Pot Limit Omaha, it plays out like Hold'em, except you're dealt 4 cards face down instead of 2, and you must use 2 cards from your hand. For example, you can hear a player in Hold'em say, I play the board. You cannot play the board in Omaha. You must use 2 cards.
Yes, I do.
Acting like a freaking no.
Well, not really.
I've only played one, 2 with you.
I think you tell you no at the table right now.
I've played enough. I've played enough 1-3
Good,
to
General.
where
Thank you. First day.
So King, Queen, Jack 8, couple of clubs in the hand.
Say yes, and then I go to Omaha. And I go outside. You're like, wait, what? You're doing what?
Cactus Chad with 3 clubs in his hand.
7. Option.
Definitely an interesting one in the hand of A-Town there. He's got good low board coverage as well as holding a pocket pair. But we go to the flop and it comes Queen, Jack 4, 2 spades. So we take a look at the spade department. Nobody holding spades.
Check 4. Check 7.
But you can see there we got ourselves 2 pair in the hand of Cade right now, queens and jacks. The 10, however, is going to complete a straight for King 9 in the hand of Ahab.
Check 1. Check 4. Check 7. Check 8. Check 9.
And surprised to see Ahab check there. He does know that Pot Limit Omaha is a nasty game. And even if you've got the nuts, or in this case, second nuts, you can change very easily, especially if a board pairs in Pot Limit Omaha. At least when I was taught how to play, you always have to anticipate that there is a player that has a boat. But Ahab spears another one. Still dragging this pot with King 9. Well, again, if you can't get enough Pot Limit Omaha, I have got something for you. Texas Card House, Social, and TCH Dallas got ourselves the Leap into Spring series with over $1.8 million in guarantees, all kicking off on February 20th. And yes, indeed, a big PLO tournament, multi-flight event to take place. Get you the exact date in just a moment. But nonetheless, all kicking off next week, February 20th. And the main event, 7-figure guarantee
Fold 3.
for the buy-in of $1,100. Same structure as the main event of the Poker Atlas Tour that was held between TCH Social and TCH Dallas.
Fold 4. Call 30 seat 8.
Jack 10 suited for Garrett. A-Town with pocket 4s and Ace Jack suited for Cade. 3 ways to the flop we go. As the flop comes, Ace, Queen 10.
Check 9.
So Cade thunders out in front.
30 seat 1.
And he's not going to be shy about it. He's going to bet 30 at the pot. It's going to force A-Town away. Everything an overcard. And now the board pairs queens, but a more interesting development would be the clubs. Both players going to slow down when they see that. And of course, the way this hand's been played so far, definitely a possibility Garrett's holding some weird Queen X combination. But will fire a barrel into him that will get Garrett to release Jack 10. Look here at the player stacks and earnings so far in the early goings. Garrett up about 200. Meanwhile, throwing the party so far, Michael in seat number 3. And Ahab and Cactus Chad so close to the green marker. Nonetheless, we still got plenty of live stream coming your way.
That was literally the worst part of the deck.
I set mine up and I would rather. Yeah, just go.
And speaking of Cactus Chad, here he is with pocket 7s. Ace Queen off suit for Garrett, man. Running hot in seat number 9. Well, don't go anywhere just yet. Michael with 8s in the 3 seat. Bumps it, no, pardon, calls 30, and off we go. 3 players to the flop. So an 8 in the window, so flopping a set of 8s is Michael. However, the board comes out all spades. And both players checking here. Again, playing 132, pot 93. Again, you got to put your opponent, at least one of them, on some kind of spade draw. So I'm thinking the best move here going to be to move all in on it. Instead, makes it 50. Cactus Chad with the 7 of spades. Yeah, he could find a fold for sure. Garrett, however, with the queen, not going anywhere. In fact, here comes the raise. So putting Michael all in. And Michael is all in. It's going to be $7 more to Garrett if he wants to call. So the top pair, ace, with the queen of spades for a little insurance is what Garrett thought. Little did he know he was behind and still is at the moment. But Garrett with 8 outs, 2 cards to come. 6, and now to the river. And staying alive. How about that? So Michael able to double up through Garrett, who's been running hot. And Michael trying to throw a damp towel over the fire in seat 9. And with that, looks like we're going to have our first dealer change of the evening. Going to say good night to Mike and hello to Miss Helen. And on our dealer changes, we will be having double board PLO bomb pots. For those unfamiliar with how those work, each player going to be dealt 4 cards face down. After anteing, it'll be $10 antes for the players here. They're going to see their 4 cards as well as 2 flops. And the betting will proceed in a pot limit style from there on. It's a chop pot game between the top board and bottom board. And hello to you too, Rose. Hopefully that your Thursday is going well. Yeah, a big thank you, as usual, to all of the TCH Live faithful. And we love doing this show and can't do it without your support. So thank you very much. We get ready for our first double board PLO bomb pot of the evening.
I know that South Carolina would like incinerate the team
So all 7 players have anteed $10. Let's see a couple boards. Garbage. And more garbage. Here we go.
Check, 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 check. Oh, 5 check, 7 check, 8 check, 9 check.
And some good numbers for Garrett there. Has top pair on both boards. Actually has 2 pair on the bottom board.
3 fold.
We'll update as the statistics change there, but you're in a good looking spot right now based on raw numbers.
Four call. 5 call.
And Cactus Chad gonna make this call for 70,
9 call.
as will Garrett. So 280 in the pot as we go to the turns. Great card for Cactus Chad there. Picking up some more outs on the top board. And needed some backdoor magic to turn his hand into a competitor. And now we go to the rivers. And look at that.
1 check.
Jack's full on the bottom board.
4 check. 2 pair.
And a straight on the top board. So Garrett's going to end up scooping this.
Yeah, 6-9, and you got the nuts and the nuts. Second nuts.
Second nuts and then the nuts.
No, it's the nuts.
So Garrett stays hot after doubling up Michael.
I'm waiting for somebody to place a bet. They wouldn't have called me, I don't think.
Nice rivers.
No nuts.
Already had the
How's
straight
that
top.
happen, those, dude?
King 7-5.
I just straight
Look at that
top. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured someone probably said like a low graph and got there on the turn.
I checked the river hoping somebody placed a bet.
Really?
Yeah. Not vote on bottom, not straight on top.
I did have the straight on the turn, too.
Yeah.
At the time.
You hit the re-nuts.
Signal, yeah. You got a little better.
So we now return you to our regularly scheduled hold'em.
Barrel for time.
Barrels for time. 28.
They're like 20
Straddle
minutes.
on the budget.
I'm buying time.
And our pre-flop raising numbers. A-Town, the only player who has not raised a hand pre-flop.
New York Park. Scan again. Legend straddle.
Ourselves a button straddle of 6.
5 fold. 7 call. 8 fold. 9 fold.
And away we go. Ahab with ace-8. King 10 suited for Cade in C1. He's going to bump things up.
4 fold. 7 call.
Makes it 20 to go. Ahab going to stick around, so heads up we go.
7 check.
And open ender now for Cade.
1 bet 15.
It's always nice buying
And
time.
Ahab going to stick around after the $15 bet to the turn. It's the 6 of diamonds.
1 check.
So ace high still good as it goes check, check. Queen will pair the board. Ends up check, check again. Ahab, ace high, so holding on to the coffin for safety. Actually, you know what? That's a different character. You know what? I'm going to punish myself for that one. I will, however, keep that reference in my back pocket for when he gets sucked out on later in the stream.
1,000 for 1,300.
No, look, the spring location that give you 500 gets you 750 used to do, but
Now they'll do that like when they do a big tournament series, but they'll do it for one day. So what you can do is you can buy the $500 for 750, the 300 for I don't know, 350.
9 fold.
Yeah, 450. So you can buy all of them once.
1 call.
yeah, once.
3 fold. 4 fold. 5 fold. 7 call. Option.
I've never heard of any better special, so I just
Suited big slick for A-Town here.
500 really.
7
Gonna make it 15 to go. Kate with Queen 9 will stick around, and so too will Captain Ahab.
Days, man. Now, back then, it wasn't.
The flop comes up. King, Jack 9, 2 hearts.
King twice.
8 bet 30.
So Cade with a gutter ball. A-Town with top pair, top kicker.
One call.
Captain Ahab with a backdoor heart draw.
Is on 10. 7 fold.
And Ahab will find the fold button here. So heads up we go. Board pairs jacks.
One check.
Oof. What a run out.
Check.
Jack's full of kings. Jack's full of 9s.
One check.
Does go check, check on the river. So A-Town will drag in the pot. Again, what a run out that was.
Second right on 7.
Which was a 500 or 1,000.
It was
Go
amazing.
by.
It was amazing because, like, I was coming from Louisiana every weekend, but, like, I would just come up just about summer and then play all weekend. And as far as I recall,
Small bluff.
I think you would.
It sounds like an infinite amount of time. but I'm
I don't
sure-
know that it's infinite. It wasn't infinite.
No, I'm saying $1,000 worth of time sounds like it would last forever,
amazing.
but
No.
I'm sure you can.
If you play 10 hours a day, it's about 20 a day.
20 days?
If you play 10 hours a day, it's like 100.
One fold.
Oh, okay.
Just do the math and it's actually not
3
that
raised to 10. 4 fold.
Because I was
Suited dog for Michael.
Louisiana.
King 9 and diamonds.
So you play here over like no river.
And we'll get Garrett to come along with him. So heads up we go. Suited gapper. Suited double gapper, actually, against King 9. Does end up flopping middle pair with it.
3 bet 10. 9 fold.
I haven't been up there, but I've heard that a lot of the poker up this side, the hard confidence is pumped up.
Yeah. It should, and it always really kind of like back in 2010.
Omaha does that.
And as well, if you're looking for some weekend plans, I got you. Saturday at 4 p.m. We've got a 5K guaranteed no limit hold'em tournament here at TCH Houston. $75 buy-in, a $50 add-on as well to be used at any time before registration ends. Got a grand total of $60K in the stack if you were to do the add-on right away, which really would be your best buying power when it comes to your big blinds. And honestly, $60K starting stack, that's a monster and a half.
Funny that you came down from Louisiana to play here, because people said they used to drive up from Houston to go play Louisiana.
And we even talk about the monster stack tournaments on most circuits. Those are generally 40 to 50,000.
4 raised to 15.
So come on in for 60. But speaking of good PLO, how about Cactus Chad? Aces and King Deuce. He is double suited. Boy, if this was Omaha 8 or better, that is probably one of the greatest starting hands you could hope for. 9 high board, 2 hearts, so the nut heart draw for Cactus Chad.
4 bet 35. 9 fold.
And Garrett gonna get taken out of this pot.
Before he solves the problem.
And Cactus Chad with just too much firepower.
We have a nice little double suit draft.
That is strategize.
The other two were diamonds. They didn't know after that. I thought it was probably better for all the folders.
Yeah. I want you there.
I thought that was
3 and 5.
I think those two professional. Check.
like they felt the other day.
9 straddle 6. 1 fold.
I mean, I played
3 fold.
up till 20.
4 fold. 5 fold. 7 fold.
Which one? I got
8 fold. Option.
I check.
Option check. Heads up.
Suited and connected for Garrett. And away we go. 2, 3, 5. So top pair for Cactus Chad.
Call.
9 fold.
He will bet at it. Garrett going to make the call with 2 overs to the board. And now a 6 of hearts. So now he's got the backdoor heart draw. So the ace giving Cactus Chad 2 pair on the river. And no way Garrett can throw any more money at this pot.
But they're right on one. But then straddle 6.
Suited Queen 5 for Cactus Chad. Gonna flat the straddle. Garrett with some middle connectors, 8-7 off suit.
31.
And this time it's Cade with Queen Jack of Hearts. And 31 to go. Gets a couple of callers to go with him.
4 call. 9 call. 3 player.
So 3 ways we go to the flop. Flop comes 9-9-4, 2 diamonds.
4 check.
Cactus Chad on the diamond draw. 2 overs for Cade, and he's going to bet at it.
30.
Puts in a bet of 30.
4 call. 9 call. Heads up.
And we know Chad's not going anywhere. We'll chase Garrett away, and now a deuce
4 check.
will hit the board. Deuce of spades. Take a look there. It's a 60-40 fight.
75.
14 outs for Cactus Chad. And it looks like he's cutting out a raise here. Indeed he is.
1 fold.
So Cactus Chad taking it down. Nicely done, sir. And again, Thursday afternoons, we've got the cure for the boredom on your Thursday afternoon. And starting every Thursday at noon, we've got ourselves the $500 guaranteed no limit hold'em tournament. It's a $20 buy-in and $20 rebuys, of course. The tournament that's been made a staple by Texas Card House. Love to see y'all there. Get a little afternoon warm-up for the frivolities of a Thursday night. Got TCH Live, of course. We've got ourselves the weekly 10K guaranteed tournament. Of course, here at TCH Houston, we've got 2 10K guarantees a week now, Thursday, Friday.
3 players.
So when all the dust settles here, 3 combatants will see the flop. Flop comes King 10-9, 2 spades.
8 bet 20. 1 fold.
8 out with top pair, gonna bet out
4 fold.
and chase everyone away.
But they don't score.
I went back and watched that hand later.
See, 7, 8, 9.
I don't even enjoy that. Like, it's a very specific. And the other guy, King Jack suited.
Dude,
The
really?
third guy in the hand had King Jack suited. He got off for the minimum.
Yeah.
He bet 100 and then
C7, I think.
was able to get away from it super cheap, but like
What's
I
that
think
total
straddle
size?
6.
it definitely was. All the hands leading up to that though was normal.
But it's on 4. Straddle
That shit was
6.
not.
You see enough hands, you'll see something like that eventually.
It does
Pick
happen.
one.
Yes, ma'am.
But then straddle.
Another button straddle.
15.
Gonna make it 6 to go.
15.
You don't have to call those out.
8 fold, 9 fold.
Ace-9 of clubs for Ethan. He's going to bump it up, make it 15. Cade, suited and connected. 5-4 of diamonds.
4 code.
Suited gapper for Cactus Chad. 5 tray of spades. The flop comes. Queen high rainbow. Queen 8-6.
You just, whatever
One
bet,
check.
you didn't call it everything. You might say raise.
4 bets, 35.
Ace high out in front. Does have backdoor clubs to their credit.
1 vote.
Cactus Chad remaining aggressive. He'll take it down. You know, lack of aggression is what we saw in the last installment of the Cactus Chad series here on TCH Live. Definitely glad to see him stepping through into a little bit of a different play style that I think a lot of the players at this table are used to.
You don't want to do the
Omaha's crazy enough without a strategy. That's the way I would put it.
And then 4 to the top.
You gotta get money in the pot.
That's right.
Money in the pot. Otherwise, everybody's gonna suck it out on you.
Two more, right?
Oh, yeah, Omaha.
And this hand will be played out as pot limit Omaha. The dealer button and the reverse button me.
So 8 code, 9 check, 4 pairs.
So all the dust settles, 4 players. Flop comes, queen high, 2 hearts. So we can take a look here, A-Town with the king high flush draw.
9 code. 1 fold.
Gonna chase Cade and Cactus Chad away. So heads up. We go to the turn. Now a 9.
9 check.
Immediately check, check. And now the board pairs 9s on the river.
9 bet, 45.
You see there, Garrett winding up with 9s full of queens. And not able to hit anything is A-Town here. He'll fold to a $45 bet.
But then come 8.
Oh, has to be that.
Down.
I say, yeah, we didn't have it that way earlier. But, okay, fair enough.
And if you're looking to get on any kind of wait list for any TCH action, there's how you do it. Go ahead, scan that barcode at the bottom right of your screen. Get on the list, whether you want to play here on the live stream or our many 1-2, 1-3, even our 5-10 game. Go ahead, get on the list by scanning that code.
1 fold.
So we go around here. Cactus Chad, King Queen suited, bumps up to 35, and again, Cactus Chad taking another pot down pre-flop.
3 9 straddle 6.
See the player stacks and earnings. Captain Ahab is up $2.
1 fold.
And sometimes break-even days are what you need to hope for when you play poker as often as this guy does.
5 raised to 4.
King Queen for Michael. Ethan with pocket 10s. Bumps it up to 40. See if Michael can stand the heat here with King Queen off suit.
Great call.
And away we go. Well, 10 in the window.
Check.
Here's the ace, so now a jack becomes an out.
3 check,
As long as it's not the jack of spades.
55.
5 bet.
Michael really only drawing the 3 outs. Those jacks.
Shut down.
And I'm going to keep telling you until I'm blue in the face. But make sure you mark your calendars for the Leap into Spring series. It's going to be another one of those series that's going to be shared between 2 locations. Be shared between TCH Social in Los Colinas and TCH Dallas. And was definitely interesting popping back and forth between the 2 venues playing events during the Poker Atlas Tour. So I'm excited to be able to do that again. Again, if you haven't had a chance to make it out to TCH Social yet, you're missing out. It's a beautiful room, fantastic atmosphere, and not to mention some good food to go along with some great poker. So we go to the flop here. It's 9 high rainbow. Connecting with the 9 is Cade. Connecting with the 7 is A-Town. He's got himself some backdoor diamonds to justify a call here at 15. When it gets around to him, however, Cade just going to flat with top pair. A-Town's in. Garrett as well, as the 4 of hearts will hit the turn. That's not going to improve much. But it will bring Garrett out of the woodwork here. Very interesting. Garrett operating from the cutoff, does have more suited connectors in his range, but Cade actually with even more in his. So good idea for A-Town to just let it go here, as the 8 of hearts is going to complete the straight for both players.
I'm bet 125.
125 the bet. See if Cade can just sniff this out here. Calling to a chop. He blocks the flush as well. So a rather serendipitous situation for him. Going to make it a lot easier to make this call. If not, find a raise. And there it is. There's the raise.
250.
It is the min click up to 250. There's the call, and let's chop it.
Really? Only had like $80 behind. I didn't have that much left. He would have called percent anyway. Or the backdoor hard to get there, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's possible. I would have folded to a jam either.
Small block?
10 jacks probably not there.
I guess you haven't selected the part face like
A-Town with Queen Jack.
It's crazy. I'm actually just now realizing I sucked out a little bit. I actually have the best hand.
4-4.
King Queen for Michael, going to bump it up to 25. A-Town going to stick in. So heads up we go. Both players, or one player, flopping top pair. Thought it was King Jack for a second, but A-Town with 2 pair already. 5 of diamonds will hit the turn.
8 bet 25.
Seven outs for Michael, as you can see, looking for a king or a 10.
3 call.
And to the river. There's the queen. That's going to solidify things here for A-Town with 2 pair, queens and jacks.
They bet 35, 3 call.
35's a bet. And there's the call after Michael did river top pair, but A-Town going to win it with 2.
35.
And quick update, we still got about 2 hours left to register for our weekly 10K guaranteed no limit hold'em.
Seconds go down 4.
And still plenty of time to do so.
Scores not to tell me. Out there they don't have any more, but I go look at my phone and I'll tell them. But
Seconds
nice
grab
NBA night on KFC.
Omaha this thing.
Of course, if tournaments aren't your thing, we got 1-2 no limit, 1-3 no limit, as well as the live stream going. So come on down. We got a game for everybody this evening. And every night of the week, as a matter of fact.
Got a 6. Five call. 8 call. 9 call. 1 fold.
And this hand be played as pot limit Omaha. Ethan with aces.
5
Does get some friends to come along with him. So 5 ways we go to the flop. Flop comes king high, 2 hearts.
What are you doing?
Only player with 2 hearts in their hand is Garrett. 5 tray of hearts.
check. 4 check.
Don't play often. But this game went from a 5, 10, 20 to 1, 3, so it's splashing.
You bet 20.
And open-ended is Garrett as well. Boy, he's got all kinds of outs here.
Okay, what?
You know what the 5, 10, 20?
No, no.
5 fold. Heads up.
9 of diamonds will hit the turn. As this is going to wind up a chop.
What's that? 35. 185. That raised to 185.
How much is it?
185.
Both players with 9s and 5s.
So crazy.
I think you got king nine on there. I got both.
Not have king 9, but I got 9-5 like you just.
So we'll chop it up, and after all that betting, each player going to collect a modest profit of $9.
What do you say you lose to now? So it's king 9.
Anyway, a little more information on the Leap into Spring series. All kicks off on Tuesday with the kickoff event. It's going to be a $150 buy-in
Second round.
and a $25K guarantee. And that starts Tuesday at 3 p.m.
All diamonds.
And then the big ones start. On Wednesday is when the mystery bounty will commence.
Ideally hearts
A
and
$500 buy-in tournament, a $500,000 guarantee to go along with it. But don't look now. Of course, the PLO multi-flight event, a $100,000 guarantee, and that's going to be a $600 buy-in as well. So lots of great tournament poker coming to the Dallas area, and split between both the PCH Dallas and Las Colinas location.
20. 1 fold. 3 fold. 4 fold. 5 fold. That's it.
So 2 players with ace high going to war here. See, flop comes jack high, 2 clubs.
40. 3 fold. fold.
Don't look now, but Chad's got the goods.
Five fold.
Pocket aces, gonna bump it up to 30.
One fold.
And in doing so, we'll chase everyone away.
I said, tell him where you got it from.
But again, I didn't get a chance to talk about the main event just yet for the Leap into Spring series. That is an $1,100 buy-in, $1 million guaranteed tournament. And it is going to be a fun few days of poker, the main event, starting
Oh, usually, yeah, you're right.
on the 27th of this month.
I've seen a game
We
with
have an occasional 35.
So if you haven't already marked your calendars, now is the time to do so.
I've seen a game with a 50 no more ace last year, but that's about the biggest.
Mine raised to 15. 15.
Keep in mind,
Yes, 15, sorry.
50 was the average raise size. The average stack it was like 3,000.
That's usually.
People at home want to see a hero call.
Heads up here, 9 tray of diamonds, king, queen off suit.
At home, you can still come play with us. Plenty of time.
One check.
Flopping a diamond, draw Garrett with 14 outs.
Hero caller gets it.
One
How
fold.
they know?
Seven, someone.
Sure, how we know?
Seven, shadow 6.
And that does conclude the first hour of coverage of tonight's action. It has been fun so far. Thanks to everybody spending their Thursday evening with us here at TCH Live. Wes Tucker here keeping you company. Yeah, I hope everybody's Thursday is going well for them. Whether you're winding down or getting ready to head out the door, hope it's going well.
Shadow 6.
23-0 this year.
3 fold.
They're losing right now.
4 call. 5 fold. 8 raised to 30. 9 fold.
30 is the number today.
Standard. Listen to this.
30 with Straddle's different. 30 without Straddle.
$30 to raise from A-Town, holding pocket 10s. Jack 10 for Cade.
Almost called it a jack for two. Hoping I get that.
So away we go.
Not this one, the other.
Flop comes. Queen 10 tray. So the case 10 hitting the board.
8 bet 20. One call.
And oh boy. It's going to give 2 pair to Cade, basically spelling doom for him. He's drawing to 1 out. Now A-Town. Time to make it hurt. $50 is the bet.
One call.
Does just flat it here. So off we go to the river. 5 of diamonds. Completely inconsequential.
Eight bet 80.
Bet is 80 here on the river. Okay, we know the river card is actually the 5 of diamonds, not the queen of spades. It wouldn't change anything.
To 250.
And now Kay gonna bump it up to 250. How about that? And there's the call. And the set of 10s is good.
Yep.
So A-Town finding his way as into the coveted big winner of tonight's contest so far. Still a lot of stream to go though.
Omaha, they said?
Weird only had us, so there was queens.
Bedroom straddle 6.
Problem is, you have the king nines and the eight nines on it. I didn't have ace king. So that makes it very tough. Doesn't matter what I can have, about what he can have and what I do have.
Shadow 6.
So this hand will be played as Pot Limit Omaha.
5-4.
Play as slow as possible.
9-4. Call. Option.
Gets back around to Michael.
Option raise. 35.
And not a hand I would really pot with, but definitely a hand that warrants some kind of raise
9. Call.
to get some of these questionable holdings out of the equation. Of course, Garrett liked the way this hand looks. And away we go to the flop.
4 players. 3 players.
All right, it looks to be ace, king, and either a tray or a deuce. And the board on your screen is not correct.
3 bet 50.
Hey, green. Okay, that one.
And the bet is 50 here.
Let's see how much I can lose back.
9 call.
Ace, king, 5 is the board, and now a jack to the turn.
9 check.
2 pair for Michael, kings and jacks.
91.
3 all in. We're 91.
And Michael gonna move all in on Garrett.
Same vertical out to have them go. Could have gotten a little bit, I don't think it is. But they have more outs.
Well, he's perceiving 4 outs. In actuality, he's got 1.
Here coming.
Does make the call to the river.
Ooh, that hurt me.
Can't
Nah,
do
he had a flush draw straight draw.
it. Yeah, I did. I had flush draw straight.
But Michael will end up doubling up. So the second time this evening that Garrett has doubled up the young man in seat 3.
That's a bad fucking card. Happy you made me win 17-5.
Unhappy camper. I said you would have been an unhappy camper.
7 come back.
Yeah. Trying to replicate.
Straight draw.
Shadow 6.
Did fun, man.
More like a
Thank you.
Haven't heard from Ethan in a while. Does fold king 10 under the gun here.
8 fold.
Cade with queen 10.
1 call.
And how about Michael? Ace jack of hearts.
35. 4 fold.
Makes it 35 to go.
9 call.
Garrett gonna get sticky with 5 tray. Cade gonna move all in with queen 10.
All in.
I got you
To you.
And Michael jammed all in, immediately getting the fold from Garrett. So these guys are heads up here. Queen 10 against ace jack. Flop comes, queen high. And now hearts become outs for Michael. He's got 8 outs to the river, and he cannot connect. So Cade able to double up. Has been the table's punching bag most of the evening and finally finds his way back toward where he started.
Yeah, against the
But that will do it for Miss Helm.
Huh?
We'll have a quick number change. We'll be right back when Eddie takes the box.
Faster than you can get.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I would think you were in bad shape too.
Yeah, I mean,
Worse shape than you were. That's
way worse shape than I was.
two live cards.
That was good enough. Thank you.
I would have figured one live card. like it.
Alright, gentlemen, if you'd like to play the bomb player, it's $10.
Bill on 28.
Have they been living on the 2-seat or the 3-seat?
As soon as I finish this.
No, Nick's literally walking out of the restroom.
Oh, I got it.
I knew he was doing. If he's not right on the spot, I know he's doing something. He's pretty good, guys.
So again, a PLO double board bomb pot. Each player is going to ante up $10. And they'll receive 4 cards face down. They'll get 2 boards to work with. They'll get to see the flops just for anteing. And $10 to see 10 card. That's the best price in town right there.
Well, on the live stream, it'll probably show up in your hand. Yeah. You got 5 cards and I got 3.
Alex, put them back in there for me.
You got a couple of boards to work with here.
I'm just listening. I need to
Put
put
them back in.
cards
Then fine. You good? Okay. 7 players.
And again, those are not accurate. We'll get the real boards for you in just a moment.
Check. 4 check. It was checked all the way around. You still good? Okay.
There we go. That looks better. 7 of clubs up top, 8 of spades down below. So completing a spade draw on the bottom board. 8-9 for a straight up top. So we know Captain Ahab has a flush on the bottom board. Possibly a diamond flush trying to run through the hands in my mind. Yes, we do have a diamond flush out there. It's the King 8 of diamonds. So it looks like a chop pot right now between Captain Ahab and Cade. Plus Cactus Chad, and one of the 3 cards we can't see has a diamond. He's got the nut flush, if that's the case. Chop it up announced.
It would have been yours I was milking. I thought I was milking him when he smooth called if I raised. I got the bottom and Chad's got the top. You're not raising it.
I'm trying to get money in the pie. I get
Wait, you just called? I almost raised because I think he's got the nut flush and you got a smaller one. I know nobody's got
Pull that
spades.
back,
It's
pull that
somebody
back.
bets.
Wait, no, last one?
No. Eddie, he had the nut flush.
He had the nut flush. Ace 8.
He had the ace high
I had an
flush.
ace high.
Oh,
Oh,
so
so this was your hand. I thought that was your hand. I didn't realize you put your hand over here. I'm sorry.
That's not my hand.
That's the king. That's so this is
Yeah, he had the ace
that's the
flush.
losing hand.
That hand right
That
there
hand's
you just
the-
folded has an ace high flush.
Yeah, this one's the ace high flush over here.
Or whatever
It's
you
over here.
want.
It's ace high flush.
There's an ace high
Everybody
flush.
saw the ace?
Yes,
Ace high
flush.
flush.
Ace high flush.
Ace 3, there it is. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. So let me give you your 30 back.
God damn it, how am I not good there? I'm too paired.
I'm sure when they went
Checks around like 8 times.
when they went call,
Give me that.
call, you were like, okay, I at least got the top.
Yeah.
No repop at the.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna raise, and then I'm like, well, if I raise and make $20 more, what's the point if somebody fucking stacks me on a bigger flush? I know nobody's got spades the way it's played
I
out.
was just trying to keep it.
Again, if you haven't already hit that like button, go ahead. It's right there in front of you. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. Don't miss any exciting action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the Great Lone Star State.
He's giving me that hand 3 times tonight, 4 times tonight. That's the first time it's wrong.
Suited aces?
Yeah.
fixing screws.
Yeah.
I couldn't get enough money to buy it.
Three cards.
So 9 fours, 1 fours, 3 raises to 10, 4 cards, 5 fours, 7 cards.
Big slick for Michael. Going to raise it to 10. He's going to get 3 callers. Flop comes Jack 10, 6, 2 hearts. Cactus Chad with a heart draw.
8 bets 20.
Gutter ball to a queen for Michael. But flopping a set of sixes is A-Town.
4 folds. Your heads up.
And heads up we go as we got ourselves a 5 of spades on the turn. Going to change absolutely nothing. Again, looking for a queen and only a queen. All 4 queens available to save Michael. We'll find the fold button though. And a good fold indeed.
Set.
Top,
the mid set.
Yeah.
Steady enough. Just steady enough.
No bluffs over there that hits you.
Look at the player stacks and earnings. A-Town up almost $500.
It's all good.
Meanwhile, Cade throwing the party so far, down 410 to this point.
It's just the circle of life.
Anybody home needs to drive on up here when she got time. See those?
Yeah,
Yeah, I might have
I
to
was
stay
shocked
online.
when I came back and there was nobody else here. Like, wait, what? I thought it'd be cool. Like,
Yeah.
Pretty
A
call.
lot of people don't like
Raise to 10. See, raises to
Ace Queen here for Michael.
that one
4,
kid,
4,
they
5,
played terrible.
7.
Bumps it up to 10, just like the last hand. We'll get Garrett to come along with him. Ace Queen, 9-7, going to war here.
To be honest,
Flop comes, Queen high, 2
half of the
spades.
people watching work at a Texas card house, and they're trying to be like, oh, what's going on over there? Let me see how this guy's dealing. You know, it's not even
And
players.
now the 10 of spades.
That are watching.
Going to slow. I thought that was going to slow Michael down based on his betting patterns so far this evening. But instead, he is going to continue to barrel at it, and he will get the fold from Garrett.
Open up my skills. Let me see how my other dealers are doing. I just moved it up. Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, this has also got a trigger so it tracks the position.
Is that giant button have one of those? I didn't know.
That giant button doesn't have an operator on it.
So do you have to like put it over the
Big blind.
circles each
You
time?
just somewhere in the circle, yes sir, that way they know back there where the position of the button is.
In the Dallas, these lights like that too, don't you know?
Oh yeah, the lights were working at one point.
So the war?
They'll be working soon.
Okay.
That's what I was just told in my ear. Clear the car.
I mean,
Three folds. 4 folds. 5 raises.
Jack 10 of clubs here for Ethan, suited and connected. We'll bring Garrett and Cade along.
better check.
Deuce, tray 4, 2 spades. So open-ender in the hand of Garrett. Now top pair as well as a flush draw for Cade. We'll get Ethan out. Garrett will stick around. 10 of diamonds.
Got him over there on that first down, Eddie.
Means it will be won by Cade. Didn't need to complete the flush to do so. See what kind of value he goes for on the river here.
I knew it.
Ends up going check, check. Yeah, that's the second time I've seen Cade miss a pretty good value opportunity.
Kind of flush straight draw as well.
Okay, it's not. Are you surrounded, Mr. Chair?
Big shot.
Oh, you're allowed to.
Blind race?
6 to call, everyone. 6 to call. Six to call.
Queen 10 and diamonds for A-Town.
Cade raises to 15. Blind folds. Down folds.
He bumps it up to 15 to go. Again, sitting on the biggest stack right now at 800. Jack 5 of diamonds for Cactus Chad. He'll stick around, and we go heads up to the flop.
15. 15. 1, 5. Yes, sir.
King 8, 5. 2 hearts. Neither player holding a heart. And the ace of spades. Pair of 5s for Cactus Chad. Well out in front. A-Town gonna bet his gutter ball. And he will get away with it.
Belongs to 1 for gentlemen. Second egg, service at table 28, please.
Why not?
I'm good on them.
You don't have
This is on the way, Mr. Chad.
So here we go with a PLO hand. Yeah, when the reverse button and the dealer button meet, the hand will be played as PLO. Ethan with an interesting hand. Good low board coverage, 6, 6, 7, 8. Getting a little uncoordinated there for Garrett, but for $3, not a bad price whatsoever. Here comes Michael. An interesting hand to raise with, to say the least there. 3 hearts in your hand. Well, nonetheless, here we go. We got 3 friends to come along with him.
4 players.
And wow, despite having all those hearts in his hand, does have the nut flush draw.
4 checks. 9 checks. 1 checks.
Well, his top pair, the 8 of clubs, however. Going to bring some complications into the fray. Mainly the club draws of Cactus Chad. We'll get him to fold it. We'll see if Cade sticks around with his. No, he won't, so Michael gets away with it.
Fiji water store first. So, grocer is posted. We were playing, and this kind of not senior. So he says, "I like the Fiji water." And the waitress goes, "That'll be $30." He goes, "Well, I mean, they're free." I mean, she shows him his diamond card. He goes, "Oh no, I mean, they changed that last year. You have to have a double diamond or seven star to get it free." He goes, I'm going to pay $3. All of a sudden, somebody in the 4 seat says, excuse me, waitress. He, by the way, this guy looked no older than 18. He's, I'd like to get 9 Fiji waters. Pulls out a 7-star card. And now that got him, not everybody, not 9 waters, but 7-star, that's $500 a hand blackjack with that. I have a diamond, but I don't have a 7-star.
Suited ace here for Ahab. He's not going to be there to play it, however.
At least
No, you're
21.
good. That's what I wanted you to do. Thank you, Alex.
Man, I got wanted that free water.
7 4.
I've never had one. Does it taste better?
3 raises.
Sixes for Michael.
I'm losing money.
Bump it up to 15. Cactus Chad with trays. Ethan with queens. My goodness.
Table, sir.
Show me jacks. Show me
Good
jacks.
player alert.
The next hand. Nope. Ah, we're out of players. Gosh darn it. And now we get the fold from both the pocket pairs. So Ethan takes it down pre-flop with queens. Best way to play them, queens and jacks. See if we can get it done pre-flop. Ace magnets is what we call hands like that.
Ball and big ball.
Daryl, we'd like to enact the draft. Table 28 needs a draft.
Table 28 needs a draft.
Yeah, we like to pick one player from the room to draw him up here.
Interesting methodology. I like it a little bit,
San
but
Diego over.
again, we would never force anybody to play on camera who doesn't want
Diego
to.
requested on 28.
Looks like Daniel has the mark he
Draft
wants.
enacted. Or Randall, send Randall or Daryl.
Six current players, we have about 1 minute left on break. We start with right here. Time,
Yeah, a quick update from the main card room. We still got about an hour and 20 minutes to jump into the weekly 10K guarantee.
I didn't want to even play at all, but I thought it was going to do. I don't know. I started that.
If you're at home, please come up. I'm still here.
Ready to go.
If you're at home, look what I'm playing right here. Is that a tell?
9-8 offsuit for Kane after Jarrett raised it up with Jack 4 of hearts. And Michael's got himself aces.
3 re-raises to 45. 4 folds.
Gonna bump it up to 45. It's gonna chase everybody away back to Garrett. Garrett says no. How about Cade? Will he take the trip? That he will. So heads up we go. Aces against 9-8. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. Flopping quad aces is Michael. Drawing absolutely dead. And he'll show him. He'll show him for sure.
You gotta check
Try
flop,
hard.
turn, and river on that.
Do what?
You gotta check flop, turn, and river on that.
Definitely so. I think we're seeing maybe the age of Michael. Well, Michael showing his age, the better way to phrase that. And a lot of the younger players may have something great. They're going to go ahead and bet it instead of waiting for an opponent to go ahead and take the lead.
Once flop to roll flush, now check the flop turn. Somebody probably with the river. Problem with the roll flush is that the next best flush is a 9 high. So if I bet anybody, you could have flush. What flush do you have? I have 7 high. You know. So I did check the flop turn. Probably somebody bet the river. I raised and they folded.
It's hard to get paid.
Yeah.
30 bucks. 1 fold. 3 fold. 4 fold. 5 raises to 12. 75.
Gonna love hearing stories like that from Garrett. He loves to tell stories at the table. Regardless, cash or tournament, I love sitting at the table with this guy. He's a lot of fun to talk to.
4 players.
We'll get an accurate read on the board for you in just a moment. That is not accurate right now.
8 bets 30.
Gutter ball to a steel wheel for A-Town. Pair of aces for Captain Ahab. Pair of sevens for Garrett, and off we go to the turn. Board now pairing aces. Like quad aces last hand, trip aces this hand. As that'll draw Captain Ahab out of the woodwork to fire at it.
Heads up.
Tray of hearts. And A-Town missing. And Ahab wins after
Look, I figure you either check the A7 and you smooth call to get everyone in, or I'm winning and you're not going to call
Deuce
because
to
it's
6
the
or
world.
There's always in the bed, I know.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
I'm only going to call it if I lost, you know?
Thank you. Big button. Okay.
If he goes all in there, the 10 of diamonds is a bad ace to have too.
Hard.
All the little ones make boats and all the bigger ones beat you.
Well, it doesn't matter. The way he played it, he's either got the world or ace is full already, so there's no reason to bet the river. I'm just going to hang myself most of the time. Maybe I could have bet 20 and you called. That's about it.
The only alternative thing you could do potentially, it wouldn't have worked, but you can get really, really small and induce me to raise.
Yeah. But again, still, most of the time, the guy who calls is going to be tough.
3 folded. 4 raises to 15.
There's not a lot of aces you bet under the gun there. That you know what I mean? That you're going to play like that.
9 folds.
Plus, you do 12 and call small bonds.
I think this happened so many times, I swear we just don't have normal, like a playable hand and don't play. That just happened to you like 5 times tonight at least. So much respect.
I had 3-4 diamonds, so I could hit the deuce to make a wheel. 6
So the dealer button and the reverse button have met. It's time for some PLO now.
Ace 5 of diamonds were on the board.
I tell you, there is nothing more refreshing than playing pot limit Omaha with Hold'em players. You gotta love it.
You get a trick flush on
Call you down to the river with 2 pair, thinking they're good.
diamonds, we give you trick flush.
Got to love it.
Do you have a full house that hand or just
Trip aces.
Too late to straddle.
Somehow the button straddle 6 to call. Just right out there. Thank you for catching up on me. We're good. All right. Button straddle 6 to call.
And Michael, very similar hand the last time. This time he's got some firepower and suits.
Anybody call?
Boy, we got the Texas heads up. Everybody's in this pot.
We have 7 players. Alex, I have change coming.
Basically, right?
And 7 players to the flop.
Players.
Flop comes Queen 8-6, 2 clubs. You can see the nut club draw in the hand of Ethan.
4, 6. 5 bets 12.
And Ahab with kings going to fold his action. So heads up we go. Put a heart out there. Make it sweaty.
What was that?
Ace is interesting. Does add a opportunity for Michael to catch a 10 for a straight. He is drawing to only 3 outs, 2 10s and an 8 left.
47.
Bet's going to be 47 from Ethan. Been a while since we heard from him, so glad to see him doing something here in the PLO hand. And we'll draw the fold from Michael, so Ethan takes it down.
Wes is in Eddie's ear telling him what everybody has.
Boy, it's almost like Daniel knows what I do for a living.
What? He folded 2 kings for $12? No way.
I'm actually 100% on board with you folding your kings there. He and I shall have words after this broadcast is over, because that was a good move.
You got the button in one. You have the button in that.
It's definitely an interesting dynamic when you just get to sit back and watch your friends play for a few hours every week on Thursday night. $10-7 for Cactus Chad. He'll flat with it. Ethan with Kojak. Gonna bump it up to 20. And don't look now, but Cade's got 8s again.
Excuse me. No, that's actually the small blind. Is what that is.
He's just gonna flat with it though. 20 to go. He's got 2 players to go with him. So 3 ways to the flop. Flop comes king high, 2 hearts, king 9 tray. So Ethan rockets out in front. He'll bet 20. That's going to chase Kate away. Cactus Chad can't handle the heat anymore either. So Ethan coming back to life.
Thank you.
Boy, we talked about how hot of a start that Garrett got off to this evening. He has cooled down. He is now moving as slow as molasses syrup in the wintertime. And it looks like Ethan is taking the fire away.
Ethan, you're a big man. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Ready to call?
One fold. 3 calls.
4 ways we go. It's a limp pot. Flop comes ace, king, 8, 2 clubs.
5 checks. 9 bet 15.
And Garrett with big lick, again taking it down. Fortune favors the aggressive, even with a small bet like that.
Yeah, play a little slow.
We need players, man. Get some players. Seat open, 1-3.
Big hello to you too, Tara. Hope your Thursday's treating you well.
Gotcha. No, it's up to you. It's up.
Just need to have them loosen them up.
Michael here with ace 10 offsuit.
Three raises to 20, 4 fold, 5 fold.
Gonna bump it up to 20 to go. See if he can bring Cade along. And it looks like he's cutting out the call. He will indeed. So Michael and Cade going heads up. Flop comes Queen, Jack, 8.
Three bets 20.
So ace high out in front.
Good, are you?
I'm good.
You're gonna see the 20 off to the turn we go. Board pairs eights.
You check how you see it. One check, three checks.
I've got a new face joining the table. Get a name for it in just a second as the inconsequential 4 of clubs will hit the river. Ace high is way good.
Let me have your enthusiast card. 1-3, just regular 1-3. There's one hand.
We got a couple new faces. That'll give us a full ring at the table. There we go.
Is that right there? When it meets that button, it's a hand up yellow. And then the dealer change. How much are you starting with?
King would have been split.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
Gives me a straight.
So I don't think Captain Ahab's draft strategy worked, but nonetheless, we got a full ring.
600?
I was like, yeah, I could just ship it all in here, but I mean, if you have a fucking jack or something, yeah, sure, I call
Yeah, 1K is the max.
I'll be like, well,
So you got 6 there, and how many green did you pull out? How many green did you pull out?
Just 100.
100, so actually, you use the black though? Okay, so it's gonna be 800 here starting. Do you have a particular name you want to see on the screen? Danny? Danny, okay, Danny, seek 2. 800. How much are you starting with, sir?
420.
420, you want a particular name on the screen?
Matt Ryan's fine.
Matt Ryan, seat 6, 420.
say again?
I love your working at that.
Oh,
So
yeah,
Matt,
no.
you're buying it?
Had a great choice.
You
Yeah.
buy the button? Okay. My name is Eddie. Just so you know, gentlemen, for a couple of general rules, if you do need to use your phone, you need to step off the podium. You cannot use it up here, okay? No Bluetooth or anything like that. Thank y'all very much and good luck to you. We have a button straddle, 6 to call. My pleasure.
So full ring as the new players get the lowdown of the rules. Again, we do enforce no phones while the cameras are rolling. Of course, once the stream is ended, it's just a normal game. By all means, do whatever you want to do.
And
But it's phones, earbuds, Apple Watches, any sort of smart watches, as a matter of fact, are all prohibited while the cameras are rolling.
We have a button straddle, 6 to call. Button straddle and seat 5, 6 to call. 6 call.
And Matt Ryan, one of the new faces, going to flat with ace 6 of diamonds.
2 fold. 4 fold. You have an option, sir? 35.
Kojak, bang bang for Ethan, this time in spades. He's going to bump it up, makes it 35 to go. Matt Ryan going flat 35 with his suited ace. And Kate will stick around too with Jack 8. So 3 ways we go to the flop here. 112 in their pre. Flop comes Jack 10 deuce rainbow. So Ethan flopping top pair with a better kicker than Cade.
640, 5 bets 40. 6 folds.
Cade with his jack. He's going to move all in, and here's the call from Ethan.
Once or twice.
And Cade moving all in. Looks like just south of $200.
Yeah, once good.
I'm sorry, just north of 100. My bad. Now 2 pair for Ethan as that board is locked down.
I'll be back in just a minute.
All right. Kate said he wouldn't. Thank you.
Looks like Cade's going to head off to the cage and grab a few more chips to play with. And if you haven't already hit that like button, go ahead and do so. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the great Lone Star State.
There, maybe pull that down. See if I can hear. So I said he's going to say, no, not just that, but we got they can tell.
35?
See that, yeah, we'll let. Actually, I was going to leave.
Three, two calls. Strange coming.
So the dealer.
Three folds. Four raises for 15, 5, 4, 6. 15 to call. 15. Eight folds.
And Cactus Chad takes it down pre-flop again.
That's what he started with.
And the turn and pre-flop have been the only streets that Cactus Chad has won a pot on so far this evening.
Maybe that's why. I'll play the turn. That's my bad.
We're good? Okay.
The third time we've seen eights in the hand of Cade.
One raises to 15.
And under the gun, he's going to bump him up to 15.
15 is correct.
A-Town with a suited king's going to stick around. Ace high for Garrett. So three ways we go to the flop. Flop comes Jack, Trey, 7, 2 spades. Checks around. The turn will pair the board in sevens. And this is where you want to start betting if you're Cade. At this point, you need to make sure everything's still good. You want to snuff out any possible jacks. So you want to put a feeler bet out here. And the feeler bet is good enough to take it down here on the turn.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate that. Button moves, right? Thank you.
And with that comes a dealer change. We say goodnight to Eddie and welcome Rafe into the box, which means we'll have ourselves a double board PLO bomb pot.
Oh, double board on the
Double board on the high bomb pot.
Yeah.
You want to get in. Everyone wants to get in. So seat one is only one out of
And each player will ante $10. They get their 4 cards, and now let's see a couple boards. All hearts, king high on the top board. And king high again, this time diamond heavy on the bottom. So the red paint's what we're looking for. Garrett, unfortunately, with 3 deuces.
4 checks, 5 checks. 40.
Nut diamond draw for Danny.
Bets 40.
Queen 8 for the heart draw in the hand of Matt Ryan. And the bet's 40. Thankfully, A-Town able to fold that hand. Again, 3 deuces in your hand is a death sentence. Actually, 3 of any card is a death sentence. So all the dust settles. There are 4 combatants remaining, and we go to the turns. 6 pairs the board up top, and now the bottom board pairs with 8s. And Jack's full of 6s for Captain Ahab. And meanwhile, still the trip 8 from Matt Ryan to the bottom. And off we go to the rivers. 540 in the middle. Trey. So it will be chopped between Matt Ryan and Captain Ahab. We'll see if Cactus Chad elects to light any money on fire. He's all in. Oh my goodness. Drawing absolutely dead on both boards. With 6s full of kings up top, he's going to pull the trigger. And Matt Ryan makes the call, and so too does Captain Ahab. And they're going to chop a good-sized pot as Cactus Chad goes felt.
I said, we're chopping you up this time, I think. Yeah, I think so. I think so. You got the loser down there.
So each player making a $237 profit off of Cactus Jack.
Big bet's 234.
Or Cactus Jack. I think I called him Cactus Jack a couple weeks ago too. Wow. RJ, if you're in the chat, I know I'm going to catch some flack for that one again.
Each side more than 100. I think he's got it covered by like 5.
What do you do besides deal?
Hey, Jed, you only got to put 229 in because y'all chop the outside, so you only got to match my
Like,
slab.
what specifically do you do?
Internal apps to help optimize
He's got 5 more bucks.
Yeah, that's what I said. You got
Are you
five.
like
But they chop the
$5?
outside. They chop it because he's got the vote on the bottom.
I'm like kind of like in the realm of like IT where I sell servers and stuff like that. So that like, are you like you're just developing the apps that are on those?
The
Or,
algorithm.
yeah.
He just gets 5 back. They chop the outside because he's got 6 total.
229 from him.
You're chopping.
Take that.
Yeah.
Just for a big one like Exxon or Marathon or CB Canada.
I'm chopping up
It's like
$10
$10
side.
EOG.
It actually can't be 229s. The ones don't play, so it's actually 229.
I enjoy playing.
They don't play
tennis.
bomb.
I enjoy playing with friends and I enjoy dealing stuff.
I know, it's weird.
I thought about dealing too.
That's the only reason.
Again, generally a bomb pot, it's not a mandatory action, so no player has to participate. It's only if you want to.
You have 234, right? Yeah. I need
Of course, you hear
They chop. He had 6 full. He can't beat
you hear it talking about the 2 players that did not want to participate in the bomb pot.
229, 230. And
I
then
believe that was Danny
He does need $1 back.
and Cade, if I remember correctly.
Did you graduate recently?
Sorry, I split it up for you there.
What about you?
I graduated in 2022 from Packer HP.
He got King 6. He put it on the river all in.
I know some people that work like 2 days in the office and the rest remote.
Oh, really? Who?
Called Joanne.
Queen 6.
Joanne. You know what she does?
He's got a big 2-way hand. This one thinks he's playing the top.
It's
and
like-
trips on the turn. Oh, that's
We're fully
I told him, I said, we're chopping you.
No, I go in there almost every day. Well, tomorrow I don't. I have like a occasional basis.
Again, if you haven't already marked your calendars, now's the time for it. From February 20th through March 4th, we've got over $1.8 million in guarantees between TCH Social and TCH Dallas. And splitting the events between the two venues. Again, just like the Atlas Tour was an absolute blast and a great way to see the new TCH Social. Looking forward to hopping back and forth between the two card rooms again.
Yellow hand, everyone.
To spring in 21 minutes.
If you haven't got a chance to make it out to TCH Social yet, you are missing out. Fantastic card room, great staff. The ambiance is second to none out there.
But Friday, I was like freaked out. I drove to
Again, without a doubt, both the Texas Card House locations, the best card rooms in Dallas.
Highway 6. Like, I was just like, I don't know. Like,
Or rather, the Dallas area. I'm going to catch somebody correct me with the Los Colinas in the chat.
Damn, Rafe, I didn't have to remind you. I was about to say. Car one board.
I'm getting a little bit better.
You got it.
Seat 4, if you could put yours back, your cards back for one moment, please. We're good.
And away we go. Looks like right after the bomb pot, we get ourselves a pot limit Omaha hand.
All right, seat 2 calls, seat 3 folds.
Jack 10, 9, 9. Interesting hand here. Cactus Chad just going to flat with it though.
6 calls, 7 folds, 8 calls.
So the Texas heads up 6 players. Will go to the flop. Oh, correction. Got ourselves a raise here from the 1 spot. It's going to pot it. It's going to be $30 to go. See just how many friends he can take along with him to the flop. Okay, that's a good pot, especially in as late position as he's in. Pocket aces with a couple of suited rags to go with them. So when all the dust settles, we got 5 players to see the flop. See, flop comes 10, tray 7, 2 hearts.
1 check, 4 checks, 6 checks, 7 out, 8 checks.
And thinking back to the aces, though, unfortunately, those are in diamonds, not hearts. As the queen of diamonds will grace us with her presence.
9 checks.
See, Matt Ryan with the best odds right now with 2 pair. As well as a heart draw, and there's the pot size bet. Yeah, that's a good pot right now. The board is still a little junky toward most draws. The only thing you really had to worry about are heart draws at this point. Maybe King Jack could be thrown into the mix, but you know you have a better draw than that. And Garrett going to make the call of 135. So heads up we go. To the river. Board pairs trays. And with that, the straight is good for Garrett. Pardon, correction here. It is going to be Matt Ryan taking the pot down. Got my players confused here.
Ace 4, Ace 7. Double team. Thank you.
Player stacks and earnings as we have concluded the second hour of coverage of tonight's action. Matt Ryan up the biggest right now at 442, and he has played the fewest hands of everybody at the table. Meanwhile, Cade continues to slope in the opposite direction of profit as he is down $650 with still a couple hours to go of our stream.
Normally don't raise aces, but if they're suited,
Big blind for 3. Cards are good at all. 3 bets 10, 4 fold 30, 5 bets 30, 6 calls, 7 fold, 8 bets 120, 9 folds.
Boy, oh boy, ace jack, 9s, 10-8 suited, pocket queens. Surprisingly disciplined fold here from Michael, though, with ace jack. I like it as well. Look at that. 9s finds the fold button as well.
Never done it.
See, that's the issue right there. 8-Down's pointing it out right there. He's never once 3-bet light. We've had him on the show multiple times. He doesn't like to pull those big, in your face, I'm going to take it from you anyway moves like we see Jamie, maybe even the Catman pull. Definitely more of a textbook ABC player. I'd like to see that differ a little bit. That's another great privilege of working this show. You get to watch these players just evolve week after week. If there's credit to be taken, I will gladly take it for improvement. If there is blame, then it is their fault. Boy, another life would have made a great politician, eh?
Dude, he's like the offense genius. And this is like one of the coolest coaches in that.
Yeah, he's so fucking chill.
chill.
Like, somebody tell you look like that guy from the Goonies. Pretty crazy.
Cards are good at all.
Yeah. Like McDaniel, I'll take.
Bunch, right?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry, button stop. It's button stop. Correct.
I've seen those chats. Speaking to the team.
2 fold, 3
Big arms
fold,
were-
4, 5 fold, 6 calls.
Like the way he talks to us. So
Yeah, no, he's like so chill, man.
9 bets 20.
Jack 10 this time for Cade. Gonna make the call. He did straddle initially, so when all the dust settles, 3 players will see the flop.
Yeah. I'm an
Flop comes ace, king, trey, 2 hearts.
Yeah, well, they drafted him last year. A-chain, he went off.
Oh, I didn't know they
So a gutter ball for Cade, top pair for Matt Ryan, as well as a backdoor heart draw.
Dude, yeah.
And then from there, just like raw all year.
Yeah, if he didn't get injured so much, he would have been good.
Well, he mostly got in because Moster
He
got
will chase him away, so Matt Ryan drags the pot, flopping 2 pair.
A-Chain would have played all year. Moster's kind of, he's pretty old, right?
Yeah, did surprisingly well for how old he is, and he's also pretty injury prone.
6 is the max. It was double the big one. He straddled, 2 was straddled.
Tabled it.
Oh, you did? I was
Yeah.
gone. I was gone. I just saw it.
Yeah.
I can't just table that.
I got like a dozen like get fucked texts after that.
Oh, really? Yeah. What did you have that in?
Like some shitter had.
And 2 hours in, a big thank you to everybody who's spending your Thursday evening with us here at TCH Live. If you haven't already hit that like button, why not? It's right there in front of you. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. I mean, you keep coming back anyway.
3 fold, 4, 5 fold, 6 fold,
I don't remember throwing you anything.
7 fold, 8 fold, 9 fold.
Matt Ryan with pocket trays. And trays and deuces, one of those hands where you just want to flat for as little as possible. You want to try to hit a set. If you can't hit a set, pitch it.
6 calls, 9 calls, and
It's going to be 20 to go. Danny broke the silence with king 8 in clubs. And away we go to the flop. Flop comes king 8-5. So Danny flopping 2 pair.
1 check.
Bottom pair for Garrett. We'll see what kind of bet Danny goes with here. 84 in the pot. Something along the lines, I think, of maybe 35.
1 fold.
Interesting sizing here. He's going to bet 60 at it. And interestingly enough, Matt going to make the call continuing with trays.
Yes, 9 calls. 9
Garrett will stick around, and now a 6 will hit the turn. That's going to give a pair. Well, it would have given a pair, actually, to Ahab had he stayed in.
See, bet 60.
And Danny going to bet 60 at it. We'll get Matt Ryan to fold, and now we go to the river. It's the tray of diamonds. And that's going to bring Garrett to lead out.
Be 123.
Danny with 2 pair, the bet. He's all in for 123. Danny, should he make this call? And I bet he will, yes. Will end up felting Garrett. So good sized pot being pushed the way of Danny.
Two call there.
Is he out? Yeah, he's going for a turn now.
He's not letting them fall.
And it looks like we will bid a good night to Garrett as he disappears into the fluorescent luminescence of the main card room.
Oh, it's hard to hear on
Seat open 28.
He's out. Yeah, seat 9 is now available.
And right away, Matt waking up with queens. And got a little overzealous, in my opinion, with the pocket trays just a hand ago. And he really had no business calling a bet on the flop there. This time, 3 players. Queens lighting the way. And flop comes 10-10-9. So Queen's able to avoid the dreaded overcard on the flop.
65. One fold.
Will chase Kate away, and now Danny with a gutter ball finds the fold button as well.
Thank you. He drinks some already.
Done.
I need a brush for that too. Seat 9. And let me get the card. 300 barrel.
If he doesn't show up. Just need to tell him I'll use my cash.
I got a new face joining the table. We'll get a name for that face in just a moment. Comes in with the stocking cap and the gray sweatshirt. Boy, it looks like the real Slim Shady just sat down.
Thank you.
You got a strap for 6 on seat 4.
I'm sorry.
One fold.
That's my fault. I did it.
Yes. 6, 4, 5 calls. 5 folds, 6 calls. 7, 8, 9 folds.
You got that.
1, 2 folds. 3 bets. 35. 4 calls. And 6 calls. 3 players.
So 3 ways to the flop when all the dust settles. It actually comes ace, king high, rainbow.
6 checks.
So Michael with top pair, Cactus Chad with second pair, and Matt Ryan's got some catching up to do. Take a look here at the frequency in which our players have gone to showdown in hands they've played. And Captain Ahab, right now, the biggest number, that is 54%.
Actually,
And we got a name for our new player in seat 9. That'll be Antonio taking over.
seat 7 gonna have less blind. Already have step 5. We have Strata for 6 on seat 5. One falls. 7 has a miss. Blind. 8 calls. 9 bets. 15. One calls. 2 folds.
Suited dog for Cade. Suited in diamonds. Queen 10 for Antonio. First hand he's played. Big welcome to the table. Natural 9 for Matt Ryan. No good.
8
8-down's got those middle connectors. 7-8. See, flop comes. Queen 6 tray, all diamonds. So flopping the second nut flush is Cade.
Nine bet 40. 8 check. 9 bet 40. 1 calls. 5 fold. 8 fold.
Antonio gonna bet at it with top pair. Just gonna bring Cade along with him to the turn we go. It's the ace of spades. And if I'm not mistaken, that does mean that Antonio is drawing dead.
9 bet 65.
Yet he's gonna continue to bet at it. 65 bucks. And just flatting again is Cade. Let him continue to fire bullets into himself as now a king hits the river. See if Antonio elects for another barrel. Does wave the white flag. Now we'll see what Cade comes in with. See, a situation like this, you got to think, what can I get him to call? What's the most I can get out of him?
1 bet 80.
And it looks like the number that Cade settles on is $80. And there's the call. So flopping the second nuts. Easy game. Easy game.
Not sure how much of a issue it might be, but some hands that
I was just small. Oh yeah, I was just small.
You're worried about It's right. You put it out. Yeah. 3 bets.
Look there at the player stacks. And Captain Ahab still the big earner so far.
Folds. 5 calls 15. 6 calls 15.
And throwing the party, Cactus Chad to this point. Suited ace 8 in diamonds for Ethan. 3 friends come along with him. Heart and 4 friends. Look at that. Well, that moved quickly.
1 checks, 5 checks, 6 bets 30, 8 folds,
And nobody touching this board. You know, 5 players go in, 10 cards in play, and none of them hit.
3 folds.
But 4 remain. The king is going to wake up some betting. 2 hearts now to boot.
1 checks, 1 checks. 6 bet 65.
So an 8 and only an 8 is what Antonio can catch to win the pot. Looks to be, yes, Cade has this completely locked down at this point against Matt Ryan. And Matt gonna bet at it, but Cade sniffing through it here, calls shenanigans and goes ahead to raise it. Well, I got my broom right next to me if shenanigans are called.
Oh, it's a $1,500 buy-in. Yeah, people have been busting out all week.
A lot of the guys won that game.
Yeah, I know somebody that lost like 7K or 8K, something like
Not
that.
hard.
What's the guarantee?
$1 million.
Oh, damn.
That's a big.
Small blind, big blind.
That's crazy.
Cards are good. 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds. 5 folds, 6 folds, 8 folds.
Get around to Antonio now. Jack deuce off suit.
9 calls and 1 checks.
Looks like it's going to be he and Cade going heads up.
9 checks.
What we got here is nothing and higher nothing to this point. To the turn, it's the tray of hearts.
9 checks.
So Cade connecting. And he will bet out Antonio.
Straddles on the button, seat 9. Actions on seat 1. Cards are good, everyone.
And Jack deuce again.
1 fold, 2 fold, 3 fold.
This time in the hand of Cade.
Fold.
Cactus Chad going to stick around with Jack 9. Queen 7 suited for Matt Ryan.
Raises to 30. 9 calls.
And A-Town with Cowboys. Going to bump things up, makes it 30 to go. Antonio right behind him with 8s wants to see the flop. Cactus Chad 6 rounds, so too does Matt Ryan. 4 ways we go. 124 in there pre as the flop comes. 10, 7, 5.
4 checks. 6 checks.
And the bet here from A-Town, I want to see something around maybe half pot.
20.
There goes about pot sized instead. Antonio going to move all in with his pocket 8s, so I guess the sizing worked here.
115. That's less than
Meanwhile, you got second pair and a flush draw for Matt Ryan. Boy, he's going to make the call too, so we're heads up on the side. 480 in the pot now. Everything else on the side. So we got the tray of hearts hitting the turn. Now A-Town's going to have to jam. Yep, there he goes. And now Matt Ryan put up against the wall.
It's 5-2-0.
Boy, a dicey draw like this, not an easy decision. Does find the fold button. Good discipline from Matt Ryan. As now 1 out can save Antonio. It sounds like, yes, they are going to run it twice. Jack to the top board and to the bottom, looking for the 8. Can't find it. Would have flushed out, though, had he stayed in the hand. And it looks like that'll do it for Antonio.
No, I just had flush draw. Okay, just a regular flush.
So we'll see if he comes back yet to confirm if he will.
I was like, ah. It's a tricky spot, though, because I could be way behind.
You shoved all in on
I mean, that was a great
flop, I would have called.
Yes.
I can't show on the flop. There's like $120 in the middle. Can't show for 800.
I've seen crazier things.
Yeah, but not for me.
On the table, the guy the other day won 3 over a guy had $600 left, and he just kept going all in every game.
600?
He just kept going all in like
That's
every. He's
great.
like, I want to leave, I want to leave.
No, I
And he
just
had this like big stack, and he just kept like, and he just like kept doing it like literally every night.
I was at your table. I had aces
Oh, yeah,
that
you
hand.
were-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that
that was
was
the hand
like
where I had
crazy.
aces.
Yeah, that was like crazy.
Yeah, he like 700. He kept going all in.
Yeah,
there was one hand.
fit. Once he lost that hand, by the way, he like was like.
No, he went all in. One guy
I'm
called.
not happy about that.
One guy called his all in. A third guy called all in. I was fourth to look down. I had aces. After there was like 3 jams. I was like, yeah, I called. And, I mean, none of the other hands were like that good. It was like Queen, Jack, offsuit, 6s, and Jack 10 suited. Like jamming for $600.
And you heard it there. Tilt is real.
That's funny. I was gonna say.
Looks like we're going to be saying goodnight to Captain Ahab as well.
Yeah, that was the exact same thing.
Played a dandy of a game, left with a $400 profit. Not a bad night of 1-3. See here, Michael on a flush draw. Got 9 outs. Do the turn we go, and it certainly looks like he hit it. Need to double check. Did not. It was the Queen of Diamonds. I saw a heart there with the river. Boy, oh boy, what a tease. Couldn't see anything. So Michael does have 2 pair, 4s and trays. 70 the bet from him. Now Cade beyond confused. He will make the fold again. Wow.
I was like, I'm like 80% sure.
It looks like Antonio has come back to the table. Now in seat 7, looks like we were just saying goodnight to Captain Ahab.
I had those extra outs for trips.
You did. You had a couple of trials. You did. It's true.
Can't do that.
Straddle on seat 2 and button. Three folds, 4 calls.
Again, ace, tray, and diamonds this time for Ethan. Gonna bump it up, make it 20 to go. Antonio gonna flat with his own suited ace, this time in spades, ace 4. Cactus Chad, 6-5 offsuit.
4 calls, 3 players.
And to the flop we go, 3-handed. Flop comes, ace 10, 7.
4 checks,
I smell a chop on the horizon.
7 calls, 4 folds. 2 players.
As the board will pair 10s, so 7 will play as the kicker. So this is going to be another one of those long walks for a small drink of water. Check. Now Antonio is going to check back. So chopping on up. And with that, looks like we're going to have ourselves a dealer change. And with the dealer change comes another double board PLO bomb pop. We'll say goodnight to Rafe and hello to Joseph.
New dealer coming in. Thank you. All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Yeah. Did you still? You said you want to move at the? Okay. Who wants to move after the?
We're moving to 9. Not yet. After your money.
I'm gonna get ripped for that 3-4 of our 10 for sure. Add a queen, add a queen.
Yeah.
Only slightly. Only slightly.
I'm gonna get ripped for that one.
Either you call and you have a king or queen, I take it down turn. Go piping forever.
Again, if you haven't marked your calendars yet, here's your opportunity to do so. Between February 20th and March 4th, we've got over $1.8 million in guarantees at TCH Social and TCH Dallas, and all culminating in a $1 million guaranteed $1,100 buy-in main event. And lots of great tournaments coming your way. We've even got a triple draw tournament in there somewhere. It is going to be a lot of fun. Couple of boards to play with here. All clubs on the first board. And, oh, I thought we were going to have all clubs on both boards. How entertaining would that be? Imagine that. Only a 1 flush. That is with the deuce tray of clubs. Flopping a set of 10s, however, on the bottom board is Danny. Looks like we got, no, we don't have Jack High clubs. So everything's settling a little bit now. It looks like the trade deuce of clubs, barring a paired board, has the top locked down. And yes, they do have it locked down. Now, Kojak would be a straight on the bottom board, but it looks like after all is said and done, it'll be chopped between Matt Ryan and Danny.
Aces and fives.
I have 2 pair and a straight too.
I got really low flush.
Set of tens.
He's got a flush.
Yeah, set of tens.
King Jack, no King Jack. I got set of tens in the bottom.
Flush on top.
Yeah, that's king on the
Dude,
bottom.
set of tens good? No way. That's crazy.
I agree on a board of that texture. A set of 10s is good. I'd be just as shocked as he is.
Tens and low flush.
Yeah, 10 high straight. I mean,
Those are the least eventful bomb pot I've seen in my entire life.
that bomb was
So dry.
I had 2 kings, but I'm like, dude, if I like, I know I'm gonna fucking lose money if I get one better.
I was looking for who was trapping clubs and no one was trapping that.
Yeah.
No
And he was
one
like,
was
I'm
trapping.
not even
Any other than just, yeah, it's just too small.
2 kings, I'm just like, dude, if I bet this, I'm gonna get like 4 callers. I'm gonna have to bet this fucking turn. I'm gonna like this. I would just check it
You
down.
have king club?
Huh?
King
I had queen of clubs, so I didn't have king clubs.
King club is a
Yeah, I checked that out.
Player
I was like,
stacks
if I had
and
the-
earnings. A-Town, the big earner now, up $684. Meanwhile, Cactus Chad still throwing the party, down about 540.
3 and 2.
But A-Town, the second biggest stack of the table. Danny with 1,100 in chips at the table. Antonio going to jump things up, make it 15 to go with Jack 10 off suit. And here comes Ethan with queens. Going to bump it up, makes it 150 to go. And Danny with his hand caught in the cookie jar. Let's take a look at our VPIP so far. Again, Antonio with the highest VPIP. Understandable, he has played the fewest hands. But we got some higher VPIPs today, which is great. Again, last week we had a little more of a tournament atmosphere. Everybody in the mid-30s when it came to VPIP. But A-Town with ace-10 suited, just going to flat here. Michael's got 5s. And Cactus Chad going to come along too with Kojak, so we go 4 ways to the flop. Ace high board, 2 spades. Gutter ball for Michael, holding 2 5s. Gonna get A-Town to fold ace-10 here. Michael will stick around with his gutter. And heads up we go. 4 outs for Michael. That's one of them. There's the wheel. And the only way Ethan can avoid losing this pot would be to pick up the case 5. Looks to be about $100 to bet. 105 to bet, apologies. Okay, I want to see just a flat here from Michael. Have some discipline here. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Seeing some growth already in this young guy. To the river. And that's why. Let him catch. Absolutely perfect. And Ethan actually slowing down after catching the king on the river. Michael gonna make it hurt. Moves all in. Snap called. So thinking he's setting a trap is Ethan instead. He doubles up Michael. How about that? And I have loved the play that I have seen from Michael here this evening.
310.
That was a turn, right?
I think the turn.
Yeah, the turn. And then just call 105 on the turn.
No spade or bluff. With a king, with either a spade or club, I'll draw that.
I thought you had.
Without a spade or a heart. Unblocked all draws. That's it.
I mean, what can you do?
That's a 6. You can't do nothing.
Maybe an enormous laydown.
What do you have?
That makes diamonds, but I mean, come on.
It's 10?
Diamonds. But it just he seems so strong, betting into 4 people on a flop. First back, I'm like, can't be good. If there was one diamond on the board, maybe I can feel one. But
No diamonds. Yeah. Spades, though. 2 spades. There's a lot for long.
I mean, the funny thing is,
Oh, an absolutely gross hand.
No,
Doesn't change
the king was good for you.
That's poker. You gotta love it.
how many fives does he have?
He's a fiver, he
I
doesn't.
mean, ace 5 or that. It's literally just
Maybe 5-6 suited. But huh? Oh, you moving?
The king, too, like, that's definitely in his range there, right? With, like, what
3 ways we go to the flop.
high board.
Like I was saying, I really don't think the king changed anything. Like top 2 versus top pair, like he either has the 5 or he doesn't.
7, 7, ace. So king high way good right now.
Yeah, it's true because the king.
The diamonds on the turn going to change things drastically, however. But how about the river? Right to it we go. It's the jack. Oh boy.
Spade or maybe hearts.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably.
2 pairs
Probably
good.
some hard combos in there, but
I thought you had a, like ace 9, like he was gonna outkick you or something,
I thought you had spades.
and you were trying to bink that 2 pair. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, he
I
either had it or he didn't. I just wasn't going to
Run out,
overthink
I
it.
thought at least was in there as a king of spades.
Well, you
You can fold this a
Like,
bet.
you can't
He
fool.
also didn't raise pre-flop too.
I just
called.
flat called
You
the 20.
flat called
Yeah.
the 20.
With different suits, with different suits, I fold that 100%. If I have any heart or spade in my hand, I just snap fold it.
Were you suited?
No, it was offsuit, but I had no spade or heart. I unblocked like every draw that missed.
What did you have?
You had the ace of hearts.
Yeah, I had ace king offsuit with no spade
Ace
or
king.
heart.
I'm telling you, the king was like in his
Well, I
range.
mean, but like the. I mean, the ace of hearts you probably would. You probably still would call it.
Sorry?
With the ace of hearts, you probably still would call it.
Yeah, I mean, just
Ace of hearts. You jam all
hearts
in
on
without
board.
the king there. He doesn't call it.
No, it was ace of spades,
It was
right?
a full.
No, it was.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was ace of hearts and 2 low spades. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe. Oh, maybe.
Yes.
I'll go back and check in a minute. I don't know. Like, I'll fold some suits there and I'll call other suits. That's not like the best calling combination I could have had.
Can I get a coconut water, please? Thank you.
So this hand going to be played as PLO.
I mean, I assume you probably use a jam like this states.
I'm feeling spicy.
Antonio's interesting hand. Has one of every suit. Does have a good combination to go with it, though. Let's see what materializes here.
At the minimum, raise turn. Maybe
I think raising turns way worse. Yeah.
Wow. Ace, Jack, 10 flop.
It's probably the worst kicker.
Flopping 3 pairs, Antonio. If you take a look downstairs, it's a set of jacks for Matt Ryan.
Then I had a strong hand.
Matt Ryan needing 55 to make this call. He'll make it, and off we go to the turn.
One ace 5 suited left.
Turn brings the 8 of clubs. And with the 8 of clubs, not changing much to the river 5 of diamonds, so the jacks are good. Well, normally on 3-pair fortune, going to pay out 1-1. Instead here, it's going to be losing to a set of jacks. You know, 105, the bet now. Again, I referenced this earlier in the broadcast. This is why I love playing PLO with Hold'em players. He's contemplating making this call with 2 pair. On a board that wet. Does finally come to the conclusion of fold. So Matt Ryan drags the pot.
A lot of outs. I did that earlier today too when I lost. Yeah, he's at post.
Looks like our evening of musical chairs continues as Cactus Chad has transitioned over to the 9 seat. Cade with Jack 7 of spades going to bump things up. Makes it 20 to go under the gun. And here's Antonio. He's got himself Queen 10 suited right behind Matt Ryan with 10-8. Antonio not going to let it go unheard from. He's going to go ahead and raise it himself, make it 50 to go.
Something like drink.
So 4 players will see the flop when all the dust settles. How about that? Put the 10 out there. Let's do it. And Antonio wasting no time. He's all in. Think we can count on a call here from Matt Ryan. It looks like Cade's considering it too with second pair. And now Matt Ryan Gonna make the call, so it looks like they're gonna run it twice. So away we go. That's gonna seal the deal there, unless he can catch a queen on the river, Antonio. And now we'll see what happens on the bottom board. Well, how sick would a 9 be? 7 outs. And it's the queen. So chop it on up.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
We'll have very similar hands there.
Okay. Yeah.
I had Jack 7 of spades.
Really?
Yeah. Queen 10 of spades, 10 8, Jack 7.
That would have been nice. I would have gotten them on both it. No.
I know.
I wish.
Once I saw it, I thought you held his hand, and I was like, oh shit. Okay, and then the little card said, I was like, ooh, boy. I'm like, what a fucking run out on 2 boards. Well, good.
Yeah, I sucked out on the first one.
It's hard not to say.
Yes,
You had more than a few outs. Yeah.
Free pot. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So to the flop we go. Going to be 10-9 tray, 2 spades. Top pair for Matt Ryan, and he's not going to let it go unheard from. He's going to bet out 15. Gutter ball for A-Town, as well as 2 overs to the board. He's going to make the call here. Cade, 6-7 offsuit, and Danny will stick around as well. So 4 players still to the turn. Board pairs 9s. And looking good for Matt right now. Goes checked round to the river. Jack of clubs. So hitting the gutter ball is A-Town. Matt Ryan going to bet 50 at it. A-Town just going to flat here with King Queen. Very interesting.
If you don't have a boat, I'm good.
I think you win.
Yeah, from the hijack, yeah, all right, I can get on board with just a flat there. Lots more 9x combinations in the hijack's range.
Man, I wonder if I can get a raise through here.
Depending on how big it was.
Yeah, I was gonna go for like 250.
Look at the player stacks and earnings. A-Town up just over 750 bucks. Michael right behind him at 752. And throwing the party again, Cactus Jack down $562 on the evening.
If he makes the story believable enough,
Yeah. I don't know.
Went through my mind, man.
That's
Didn't have balls, but.
tough to pull, dude.
Yeah, it's always great in theory, and then you
Yeah.
get called like, fuck.
the bigger the bet, the more likely I have to call. But if you like, if it's
range
range
on it.
180 or something like that, it looks like it's super low. I mean, I'm not saying 2 calls.
King Queen for Michael. Meanwhile, we got ourselves pocket 9s for Antonio. Danny with Jack 10. Good one brewing here pre-flop. Michael going to fold King Queen. Again, another very disciplined fold. And now we go heads up. 9s against Jack 10. And 9s hold the flop. Two overs to the board. Danny got to fire $100 at it. And with his stack, Antonio really at this point has got to move all in. There it is.
It's 175, bro.
And with Jack 10, will Danny pay him off?
Twice. Twice good. Twice. Going twice.
And it looks like he does. They're going to run it twice. So look at that. Danny ends up taking the top board there. Should it hold? Yes, it does. And don't look at correction. Antonio takes it with a flush. Didn't even see that. But now Antonio looking good to scoop this. And he will. Justice, thy name is Diamonds. Wow.
I was like, man, that's like a straight flush draw.
Get 3-4 in here.
Against something strong.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was funny, man.
I think I
All in, I guess.
Take my
Just
money.
an overpair.
It's fun to under like raise those.
That's one of the few hands you can do that and go all in.
That was a sweat throw for me. And he binks his 10 too. So I was surprised that I got there.
7 diamond
still have plenty
nine.
out.
7 diamond.
Yeah. Yeah. You gave me one, I give you that too, right?
That's like the only way to get people off the hand here, bro. You gotta make a massive free flop rate. Well, no, well.
That's like, bro, I was watching. Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, I had kings at one game. 4 people calling me.
Bro, I was supposed to like raise there. When you raised to 35, I should have raised with my pocket pair too.
Right? Yeah.
And then we go heads up, right? Like maybe 2 boards or something.
I got 100.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
My man said he only had a flush draw. He had a 7 and a flush draw. He had a good hand. Dude, that means something. Like, against my hand, drawing to a queen of 7 or spade. A whole lot better than just a plain flush draw. I mean, you obviously can't hold in there, but
I really wanted to.
Suited ace, 8 and hearts this time for Antonio. Gonna bump it up to 20. And it looks like he's got no competition in this hand. He'll take it down pre-flop.
Yeah, it was.
Ethan, you want one?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Miss you?
What'd you have?
You hit king 10? I'm heavily dominated.
Jack 3.
Heavily dominated it. Huh? Yeah.
When did you graduate, Ada? 22. I graduated from Baylor 22.
Oh yeah, awesome.
What do you now? I work for HP, the computer company.
Okay, awesome.
What are you?
Work for Lyondell Basell, their chemical company.
Who?
Lyondell Basell.
What do they do?
They're a chemical company.
Okay.
Pocket 5s now for Matt Ryan under the gun.
15. I'm just in their finance department though, so don't do anything special. 229.
King 10 for Antonio. Meanwhile, suited King 6 for Cade. And we'll go 4 ways to the flop. This will be an ace 10 9 flop. Ace 10 jack flop, excuse me. So a couple opportunities for Broadway. However, the 5s of Matt Ryan drawing very thin.
Then he bet.
I'm sorry, did you not check down there? He didn't realize you were in there. Huh? He didn't realize you were in there. Oh.
So 3 players to the turn, tray of spades. So in a good spot now is Antonio. And Keith needs a heart. And Antonio with just a king high to kick the 10. It looks like he's going to go ahead and fold it.
That's a big bet for a first.
Did exactly what he wanted to. Kind of sound work.
I wasn't hitting, man. You okay too? You okay? Oh,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And the kings.
Yeah.
Should have called. You? With the king too?
King 10?
I'm happy with it. You just run into it.
But I needed a queen, right?
Too much. I would have been pretty sick if somebody called me.
I mean,
like
there's
that.
2 overs, right? Jack and ace is beating right there.
You never know these days.
Here come the Cowboys for Cactus Chad. Been a bit since we heard from them, so the raise here probably going to scare away some generally willing customers. We get back around to Antonio, and no chance. It's the downside of a tight table image, I suppose. If you haven't already hit that like button, why not? It's right there. Takes about a fraction of a second to do so. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the great Lone Star State.
Watching this motherfucker shoot free throws is so unbearable. He takes like 10 minutes to do it.
Yeah, he takes way too long.
It's like those tennis players that bounce the ball like 10 times
Before serving?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a miss.
That guy, crazy, or does that guy look like Shohei Ohtani? Go back to that guy.
We're watching TV.
See you guy.
Oh, let's see.
He played for the Memphis.
I did not see that.
And this hand will be played out as PLO.
Oh, I kind of see it, yeah.
Right? Am I crazy? It looks like his face for sure, though. What was it? Number 18.
yeah.
Interesting hand here for Cade. Ace, King, Jack 4. Suited ace, suited king.
You spot every Omaha hand, or you just keep picking up double suited aces?
Monsters.
Last time I had his ace is double suited.
Yeah.
So when all the dust settles here, we got ourselves 4 players that will see the flop. Flop comes 9-9-7, 2 clubs. Out in front is the Queens right now, and the Queens have this board locked down. Queens full of 9s on the turn. Everyone else is fighting for second place. And the Trey is going to draw out the bet of Antonio, holding pocket queens. That's going to get about everybody to fold here. I don't really see anybody making this call. And Matt pays him off? Very interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess there's just some instances where you hate money. This would be one of those instances, I would say.
Keep raising, man. I had an ace, I had a jack, I had a king. Suited. Never considered the league.
And with that, it will conclude our third hour of coverage. We move on into our final. I hope everybody's Thursday night is going well. Big thank you to hanging out with us this evening.
2 nines on the board. We all check. No one has a 9. No one has a queen because you have 2 of them. Even their club draws are not bad because there's 2 nines on the board.
I have 2 clubs too.
Yeah.
Low club draw.
Kind of have to check there. You have everything. What's up?
Two races.
Clubs? Huh? Clubs? Yeah. It's a good board for that. It's beautiful. It's a real good board for that.
King or 10 icon.
I was thinking about bluffing that hand, but I had something, so I guess I'm not bluff, right?
No, it's semi.
I was getting bored.
So unless we have something on the board, we can't call it.
Player stacks and earnings, so we enter our final hour of play. Still Cactus Chad with some work to do. Meanwhile, A-Town, still our big earner so far. Michael right behind him, however. Some star-studded action here pre-flop. We got ace queen, ace 10, jack 6 suited, and 10-7 suited going to war. Flop comes 7-4 deuce. And the graphic on your screen is incorrect. There you go. $50 to go for Danny with jack 6 of clubs. And heads up we go to the turn. Board now pairing 7s, which means drawing dead is Antonio. Definitely one of those scenarios here where you're going to want to slow down, see if you can get Antonio to bet anything should he float the, or not float, hit the river here. Instead, he'll bet him out of it.
his name haircut too. Good haircut. He's fucking cold, dude. Look at that shit. Cold him half court.
That was sick.
They didn't count him. Oh, they didn't count it.
Here's our VPIP numbers on the evening. And Antonio still hanging around the 89% marker. Meanwhile, Cade has our highest one of the original crew. Played 53% of hands.
They didn't count it. That was like
Yeah, much better VPIP numbers than we saw just a week ago on the show.
Too cool. Re-raise the time.
What's he on Memphis? Is he on Memphis?
Yeah, he's on
I don't see many Japanese NBA players.
He's got a mustache like me.
Two check. 3.15.
Fours here for Michael. Pre-flop. That's the way to play him.
Next dealer coming. Thanks for playing, everybody. Next dealer's coming in. Get your ball.
Don't you got school tomorrow?
No,
We get the weekend off because President's Day's on Monday, so it turned into like some 4-day weekend.
He's in high school.
Wait, what?
He's in high school.
You're in high school?
And I got ourselves another quick dealer change, which means we got ourselves a bomb pot. So good night to Joseph and hello to Miss Kath.
Cherish it.
Don't even make me fucking think about that. That's me, dude.
Dude, you gotta worry about. What are you in right now? Are you in the AP plan? AP bio?
Okay, guys, it's the bomb pot.
Stat and count.
How old are you? You 18? Obviously you're 18, but
You could be 20.
Why'd you ask?
Here, only at TCH.
only?
Only here, yeah. Other places 21 and up. Well, they do it.
Nah, because I know in Florida, I think you can be 18, but you can't cash out. You gotta get like an adult. 21-year-old.
So you can play?
An adult, bro.
You can play in the army.
I can vote, I can go in the army, I can play some cards. It's not that big a deal.
Can't drink.
Yeah, stupid ass rule right there.
Yeah, so this is the only place you can play.
It's the only place I've tried playing.
You gotta go bribe all the dealers to buy you a beer.
Well, Gina, the cameras are actually manipulated by the sequence in which the cards are being read.
For like a sushi.
So we can't do that. But they will show the overhead view whenever a card is put on the board.
Oh, I forgot some home. I did forget, yeah.
And every player dealt 4 cards face down. They'll get a chance to see 2 boards here on the double board PLO bomb pot.
Yeah. Okay, everybody's in.
And let's see them. Queen 7 tray, a couple hearts on the first board. And 10-6 tray rainbow. So let's see what we woke up with here. How about a set of queens for Cade? Set of 10s for Michael as well. And Cactus Chad gonna stick around, it seems.
290.
And here comes a pot-sized bet from Cade. I like it. 300 the bet. Got a feeling this pot is about to get huge. Interesting. Yeah, both hands I thought were going to make the call, decided not to. Cactus Chad, however, decides to fold as well. So Cade
Yeah, I figured you just had top
taking one in.
hand was so
I
fucking.
should have believed you then.
My hand was so fucking pretty.
Dude, there's no way I'm good enough to ever bluff into two
Double
10
board
people
pop-up.
and a double board pop-up where there's multiple cards. I am not that good.
You never know, dog.
Won't straddle for 6 foot low pot for 2 nights.
No shot.
Write that down. With the set.
No shot.
No shot. I'm like ever in 1,000
On the top or bottom board? On the bottom board?
How fucking? I think that
All
all
the alternate universes and all the multiverses. All versions of me are always on top side.
No, how epic would that be if you just you just like turned over nothing?
Yeah.
Like, how-
And you gotta have at least something on the other board too.
Oh, of course it's not possible.
Literally impossible.
2 pair and a draw. Just risking like 800 for
No one's
second
second
points on the stream.
Yeah.
Cool. 3-6 also.
It happens from time to time. You know, need a redeal on the
I
hand.
thought you were gonna say like 4-6.
Yeah, it happens to the very best of everybody.
No, man, throw that shit away.
That's my least favorite hand. Like
That's gotta be like one of the ugliest looking hands.
That's
on
the
the
worst
internet.
hand.
It's a beautiful hand.
Jack two.
Jack
Two off. Yeah, it's a 9-4 off. I think it actually. I think I'd rather play 7 deuce than Jack.
Yeah.
9-4 off.
Oh, did you really? Yeah.
I think Jack 2, Jack 3 is like maybe the ugliest looking hands.
I think I would
I don't
rather
know.
play 7
9-4
deuce.
seems pretty fucking bad.
It looks so much better than Jack 2.
Yeah. That's why you should give it to me.
And here's a hand under the gun for Michael. How about aces?
Raise.
Okay, did not get a caller last time he had aces. He's going to bump it up to 10. And here comes Ethan with king 10, bumping it up himself. Makes it 35 to go. It's one caller, Antonio with a suited K9. Woof, woof. Get back around to Michael. Let's see if he just flats with it or if he elects to come back over the top. And there's the answer. There you go. 130. That's going to chase Ethan away. Matt Ryan says no. Antonio, what you going to do? Antonio will make the call here, so we go heads up to the flop. All hearts. Michael with the nut heart in his hand. And Michael gonna bet out, makes it 80 to go. Antonio with a gutter ball and 2 red cards that do not match the board. Does find the fold. So Michael able to get some money out of him pre-flop. That is where the value stops.
Go back and check that one out in the replay. I got a feeling about that one.
I have no.
You didn't have that soon?
No.
Oh, man.
Just an educated guess.
That's such a good hand for that board.
Big blind.
Your hand? Yeah, king 9. No heart? No heart. Yeah, no good. You can't call.
Yeah.
You could try to call, but you gotta make a play for
You
it.
had ace king with a heart.
Heart would be nice.
Ace king with a heart.
You know, 15 minutes.
What?
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we will because it's going to be over. It's going to be over in 3 minutes.
Everybody's seen? 6 is the
The
best.
stream's over in 3 minutes.
They said they were in They said 6:30 and 9. So, I mean, we could still play
Yeah.
off screen.
7, 8, 9, 4.
And ace-9 for Danny. Going to make the call here, and checking his option will be Cade.
3 players.
Flop comes 10-5 Trey. So Antonio catches the biggest piece of the flop. And now he's heads up with Danny. Danny catches the 9 on the turn.
2-5. 2-5 tangy. If we can get enough people. I know Mr. Chad's in for it. Yeah, I know you're in for it. If we move to 2-5-10, you're not. Are you really leaving? I mean,
Yeah, but there has been agreement that you can't super fast run out the door.
Oh, of course.
You know, that's what they did the other night on Monday. They played for about 3 hours and then super fast ran out the door.
Oh, so a secret enthusiast tunnel right there.
You are big blind.
I doubled the guy up 3 times in a row, and then he played for like 10 minutes and just bounced. He was in for 40. He was at 320, like 10 minutes in 2 orbits. Yeah, I ran like queens into aces first and like.
Oh, in the tournament?
No, in cash. He was
Yeah,
in
we
for
take a
40.
look at the win to showdown statistics here. Antonio, the highest. Again, it's kind of an unfair sample size considering he's only played 24 hands.
There's like 3 consecutive hands or something. It was remarkably similar. No.
I had
It
to
was,
work though.
that was
And
different.
Antonio waking up with
remarkably
pocket trays under the gun plus
We didn't
1.
have aces versus queens.
No, it was ace king versus ace queen.
7 raise 20.
Ace king.
I had
I had ace king. Yeah. No, it was very similar. This was like a while back though. This was maybe
When we get back to the ace high of Matt Ryan, he's going to make the call, so we'll go heads up. Trays against AC Ducey. To the flop we go. He does end up catching a pair with his deuces. So Antonio's still ahead, immediately goes check, check. I don't think I've ever seen a hand go check, check faster.
It was like 20 years ago. Gave me like construction crews. Like, oh, I gotta go back on the job.
Calling 25 is Matt Ryan to the river. And it's the 4 of hearts.
I'm not saying I don't buy you.
Bet from Antonio, quick fold from Matt Ryan.
Sick.
Sick indeed. Just a pair of trays taking it down. Gonna take a look here at the stacks and earnings. Up almost $1,000 is Michael. He's had a dandy of a night. Our VPIP stats, again, everything seems right with the world. Average around 35%, 45%.
My first time coming in here too. I'm like, is that a normal thing or like 3 hours?
Yeah, just last week, the average VPIP was 31.2%. I ran the numbers myself because I was just flabbergasted in a cash game to see them that low. That's tournament numbers.
What is it, though? You hadn't just sat down. That was just like right at the tail end of what you were playing.
Yeah, we are at the point of the evening. I want to throw out some thank yous, of course, to our executive producer, David Lagana. Got the big man, Alan Lee, doing our action tracking this evening. Also want to throw some thank yous out to the cat man who stepped in for a while, and Daryl Jackson. Not to mention the illustrious dealing staff here at TCH Houston. Can't do this without y'all. And, of course, a big thank you to you, TCH Live Nation. Can't do the show without you. We love interacting with you in the chat. Looking forward to many more shows. Boy, talk about getting hit upside the head with nothing. Michael with 3 aces in his hand, but I think this is another instance where his experience is going to show, or their lack thereof, that is, for the kid, making a call with 3 of the same card in his hand. And statistically, it's very likely that one of the other 6 players would have the other ace. So you're holding all of your own outs. You have no opportunity here to pick up a flush, so you got to check and fold at this point. Tray of spades. And right now it's 2 pair for Antonio lighting the way. All right, show me something here. Okay, there's a set of 10s. All right. Boy, this many players in a hand. A set gonna win a PLO hand. Wow.
Have a set.
Set?
River to set. But any flush piece me.
Set is a monster.
Or straight. Sorry.
Oh no, correction. It's the. What happened here? I think it looks good. Oh yeah, there it is. Any street beat. That's what he said. My bad.
Check through all 3 streets.
I misheard him.
There's a bomb, like, especially on a bomb pot, like, when does a bomb pot check through your 3 straight streets?
We don't really have any like balls on that.
No, it was, I mean, it was because there was
I
5
got
guns
her
up.
to a 9, but then a club came.
Yeah.
So like,
No, I'm saying it doesn't happen very often.
If I platter on the turn, you call.
What's the overpair?
yeah, the 10th overpair.
The minimum overpair.
Straight throw blocker.
Do you have a single club in your hand?
Raise 15. 8 and 1, 7 and 1, the baby 15. 1, 4, 15, 2. Raise 50. 3, 4, 50. 450. Four players.
So 4 players to the flop when all the dust settles here. Ace Queen lighting the way. Flop comes King 10-4. 2 hearts. No player holding a heart. Well, actually, just the 1 heart. It's the Ace of Hearts. That is in the hand of Ethan.
75. 5.
Danny drawing the 2 outs to the turn. Not one of them. He's looking for a 5 and a 5 alone.
Whose action is it?
It's from him.
Huh?
It's from him. Check.
What, mixed game training?
You?
Mixed game training?
And the Queen on the river gonna seal the deal.
Check.
Ace Queen.
Well, the mixed games. So every game has a different draw order, different reshuffle order, different, you know what I mean? They don't play them. They don't have to prove when reshuffle and triple draw.
Kind of be embarrassed on the stream when I called with in that hand.
Is that one of those find out in 15 minutes?
Yeah, I mean everybody was in there for $50. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that helps too when you're.
Hey.
you know, like,
Any 2 cards can play, baby.
yeah, flop the pair. Actually, I think I probably pulled the best end of the flop there.
Yeah, neither of us had a pair on the flop.
Yeah,
so.
so I think my
You
4 was
certainly-
good. What you called though, you freaked me out.
1, 3, 6 of problems. 6.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to call the turn into on that board. Or the flop, I mean.
7. 6 of it. Raise 20. 8 and 9. 20 of it. 1.
And 20 the bet now from Antonio with Queen Jack. Gonna find Denny with the
Raise call.
connectors of his own. 10-9. Matt Ryan will stick around as well.
4 bets.
So off we go to the flop. 3 players.
3 players.
Flop comes. Queen, Jack, 7, flopping top 2 pair is Antonio. Meanwhile, open-ended is Danny.
Button scrapper, full base queen.
Club draw for Matt Ryan. Boy, this one's got something for everybody.
Options, scenarios.
You want to do a sweat for stacks after this is over?
One stack 100.
No, like the whole stack.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's what we did.
How big was the sweat?
7 poker.
It wasn't for the whole stack.
3 players.
So everybody sticks around and just flatting the 30 to the turn. Deuce of spades. That's the card I wanted.
I'm definitely more inclined to do them when I don't.
I know, 100%.
Yeah, if you sweat when you're up and just lose it, you're like, fuck. I'm like, that's so
You can
pointless.
also double up.
Let's see. What card do I want? How about the 8 of clubs? Let's go as filthy as we can here.
How much worse you would feel if you lost versus how much better you would feel if you won just definitely isn't worth it.
You're down, you're on.
Was it live stream?
I'm
No, you
tempted,
can.
but
You can.
No, I wasn't. I had to be on a phone call.
yeah, I'm really tempted, Alex.
And $85 is the bet from Matt Ryan.
Like, winning 3 in a row is kind of how much?
See, that's not what you're thinking of. They're each independent. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was literally gonna say that.
No, obviously,
You ever heard of blackjack, bro?
No.
Independent events, man.
No, obviously they're independent, but it's one of those.
Antonio going to move all in for 356.
I get it.
Now Danny open-ended. What's he going to do?
On the roulette, when it shows you who's next, bro, it's a total fucking scam.
Yeah, when you see like 7 hasn't hit. Like,
It's just about a 1-to-1 SPR at this point. He will find the fold button. Now let's see if Matt wants to go ahead and run this last card with him.
345.
Matt with 7 outs. He does find the fold button, so Antonio takes it down.
Big hand, okay.
Oh, shoot, you show them. You can flip them if you want.
You show both?
Set?
Yeah.
Was he ahead? Yeah, you keep getting all those turns with the flush draw.
No, this guy.
I thought flush.
Yeah, I get it. Like,
Did the spade come on first?
it just needs to build the bigger game.
Oh, I thought it was 2 spades and a spade came on first.
I am.
No, that's what happened, dude.
Well, the five.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
wouldn't that pretty good? Usually, you know, because you played in it.
Our aggression numbers here. Again, the OG is A-Town taking it down. He's been playing all 87 hands. His aggression frequency up just under 70%. Chad with the lowest. Again, I think it's too small of a sample size for our 2 late additions to the table to even include them in that conversation.
I couldn't take the risk.
Raise 6.
We're fucking in there.
6.
So 6 to go. Suited connectors for Michael. He's going to flat and make the call. 10-8 suited for Ethan. 10-8 offsuit for Antonio. Kojak. Bang, bang for A-Town. So the Texas heads up 6 players. We'll go to the flop.
What I learned is if you want to
Six players.
squeeze, you gotta make it so fucking big, or else just everybody's off.
6 players.
Flop comes Ace-5 Trey. And shockingly, no one holding on to an ace. So the action is completely stalled. To the turn, and that's going to bring the 6 of spades out to play. And there's the tray, and I'll pair the board. So all of that, it's going to be 7-6 of hearts that takes this board down. How about the bet here from Ethan? Now we'll see if Michael can somehow manage to make this call with a pair of 5s. You can see he wants to. Yeah, good bet by Ethan. Does make the call. How about that? Michael with a pair of fives takes it down. Boy, it's not been Ethan's night for sure. Michael's had his number all night long. And with that, I just got handed the unfortunate news from the production crew. This will be our final streamed hand of the evening. Has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you as usual on Thursday nights. Hope everybody's had a fun evening and is looking forward to kickstart their weekend on Friday night. Here's hoping that the final hand of the stream is one of our most electric. It has been a great night of real stakes poker.
I thought you were about to call me down with like Jack Eye or something. Oh, I was so full of shit. It was so obvious.
So away we go. Our final hand, Danny, Jack 8 under the gun facing a straddle.
Sir?
You might have something not.
We'll make the call. Michael's got himself ace queen, not facing a straddle, apologies.
That's what I tried to make it.
Michael gonna bump things up, make it 15 to go. Gonna fold Ethan and Antonio as well as A-Town. Cade will make the call. And 4 players remaining. To the flop we go. Ace 10 8. So Michael here, 1,400. This gentleman bought into this game for $300 and leaving with 1,400. Not a bad night's work, Michael. To get back round to Danny with his pair of 8s. He will make the call, so we will see the turn. The 9 makes things a little interesting. Open-ended now is Danny. And Michael gonna bet 55 at it. Danny going nowhere. We go to the river. Heads up. How about that? Picks up the 7. So Danny ends up sucking out, going perfect for a straight. Here comes the value bet. Thinking somewhere around the 115, 110 range. 120 is what he settled on. An absolutely terrible run out for his hand. Only thing that would have made it worse is if the 7 became a 7 of diamonds instead of clubs. And does make the fold. Well, it was a well-played game, and unfortunately for Michael, Danny just sucks out on that river. Was smart enough to realize it, though. So good growth throughout the night for Michael, for sure. It's been a lot of fun tonight, y'all. Looking forward to next week. But until then, from all of us at TCH Live and Texas Card House, I am Wes Tucker, and we'll see you next